for that.
Yeah, he's going to be on in a couple weeks.
Some things to chat about. We'll start with the box office. Deadpool and Wolverine won the North American box office this Labor Day weekend, pulled in $19.4 million over 4 days. Followed by Alien Romulus. Third was It Ends With Us. Fourth was the Ronald Reagan biopic Reagan with Dennis Quaid. And rounding out the top five was Twisters. So a few people did get out and see some movies over the weekend. We'll start story-wise with this. California doctor charged in connection with the overdose death of Matthew Perry last October has agreed to a plea deal. Dr. Mark Chavez, one of 5 defendants in the case, will plead guilty to 1 count of conspiring to distribute ketamine and is facing up to 10 years in prison.
This is wild.
Chavez is currently out on a $50,000 bond and has already had his medical license suspended. His lawyer told reporters that he is incredibly remorseful for his role in the Friends actor's death. Of the other 4 defendants, 2 have also pleaded guilty, including Perry's personal assistant, who admitted to injecting him with ketamine several times on the day that he died.
So apparently there's a whole bunch of emails and texts and all sorts of damning evidence. So a lot of them are just going, there's no way we're getting out of this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They definitely have
We're screwed.
A big paper trail there. Zac Efron was spotted partying with the stars during a gala on Sunday for the Venice International Film Festival. He was pictured chatting with a bunch of A-listers at the Amphar Gala, and he was there with the likes of Richard Gere. This was his first public appearance since his swimming pool incident a month ago. Back in August, Zach had dived too deep into a swimming pool while on vacation in Ibiza, Spain, and he hit the ground with his chest. Zach's rep said he swallowed a large amount of water, leading on-site security to step in and help him get out of the pool.
So he's had a couple things. He had the accident with his chin, you know, the little bit of reconstructive surgery that changed the way he looked, his chest. It's like, if you're not happy with the way you look in your body, I'll take that. I'll swap with you.
Oh, he's about as perfect as he can get. Zach has been pretty quiet since the mishap, but he looks to be ready to step back into the spotlight. But yeah, that must have been a pretty scary incident for him. Brad Pitt and Inez de Ramon have taken a big step in their relationship. The two have finally become red carpet official. Brad and Inez made their big debut at the Venice International Film Festival. Red carpet for Brad's new movie, Wolves, which also stars his pal, George Clooney.
Freaking awesome.
Brad, you're happy about that?
Absolutely.
All right. Brad.
I love wolves.
You love
wolves on silver surfboards. Bleeding tiger's milk.
Yeah. They're badass.
They're badass.
You know, you got to love.
Torch bullet.
Yeah. What?
Go run for the border. Okay. Taco Bell slogan. Safe Light Repair.
Safe Light
Replace. Yeah. You know it. Freaking Safe Light.
He just
windshields.
Charlie just speaks in ad slogans now. Well, so they Brad
I'm loving it.
And Inez played off each other while the actor rocking an all black suit. And
Did you ever have those not so fresh days?
And
it's summer's eve.
Yeah. And Inez wearing an all white dress. So he was in black, she was in white. The couple's red carpet debut was a long time coming. Brad and Inez were first spotted together back at a Bono concert in 2022. So
looky there. Have you ever done a red carpet thing, Kathy?
Like a real one?
Well, you had your you were in a couple of movies and
Not
right?
like I mean,
local
like
red
a little
carpet.
local
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I've done that years ago when I first started working with you guys. I went to Seth Green, I think it was, and Dak Shepard. I went
the
to
Without a Paddles?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
that had to
I
be
was
it.
on the red carpet with them.
Okay.
You were interviewing them and doing the whole deal?
No, they had come into the studio, and it was sort of like, I don't know if it was an appearance or what the heck it was. I may have hosted the movie preview or something like that, but they did like a red carpet, and the two of them walked down. And remember, Seth Green was hitting on one of our interns.
He was, yeah.
And he saw we were standing like to the side, and they were like, come. And so we ended up walking the red carpet with them.
The only red carpet-like event I ever went to was the Kill Casey that we did in the Trocadero.
You were at Pearl Harbor.
That wasn't red carpet.
That wasn't
yeah,
red
this-
carpet?
No, that was
Oh.
a press junket.
Oh, okay.
That was different. No, but we had you pull up in a casket, and they took you out and opened it up, and they faced it the wrong way. So when they opened the lid, nobody could see you. It was typical of how an event went for us. But nonetheless, I've never done the actual red
No,
carpet thing.
it seems like I don't know. For some reason, it seems like a high pressure sort of situation.
I want to go back
especially
to
if you're a Brad Pitt.
one of the last things you said, that they were spotted together at a Bono concert. Bono does solo concerts?
It said that's what it said in the article. So I don't know if he was doing some kind of a charity engagement or something. I'm not sure. All right, I don't know how to pronounce this gentleman's name. Obi Ndefo.
Yes.
Who was Bodie Wells in Dawson's Creek, passed away. He was 51 years old. His sister, Nkem Ndefo, shared the news on Saturday, writing, "Heartbroken at the loss of my younger brother and knowing he's finally at peace."
So I watched Dawson's Creek for a little bit, and I remembered this guy, but I didn't watch a lot of it, but he was prominent enough for me to have seen him.
She didn't share his cause of death. His co-star, Katie Holmes, shared a touching tribute, writing, "He was wonderful to work with and such a kind man. I send prayers and grace to his family. Rest in peace." Charlize Theron was the 20-year face of J'adore Dior. Until now, Rihanna has taken over,
Freaking crazy.
debuting in her first commercial on Sunday night. The 1-minute commercial shows Rihanna transforming into a golden goddess that rules
Silver surfboard.
over the Palace of Versailles, flying on a Mercury surfboard.
Is that a little pompous, do you think? Is that the imagery kind of pompous? Yeah.
The glittering gown and stilettos she wears in it were selected by Dior creative director Maria Grazia Chiuri.
Hey.
So, but yeah, she's gorgeous. She's definitely a good pick for that brand for sure. So let's see what else I got here for you. Valley star, and mind you, I don't know who I'm talking about here at all. Jax Taylor.
Yeah.
Spent most of August in a mental health facility, and he's now shared that he has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder.
Is Jax Taylor also from the Vanderpump family, or it says Valley Star?
It says Valley. That's why.
Where are we again?
I don't
We're
know.
in Philadelphia, right?
You're right, Steve. He was in Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
So he is. He plays himself. He plays himself. He is himself in those reality shows. Although they're acting in reality shows too.
That's true.
Yeah.
He wrote on Instagram
I'd play me.
A little over a month ago, I checked into an intensive inpatient treatment facility, scared of the unknown and what I would find out about myself. After many years of knowing something was wrong, but not knowing exactly what it was, I recently learned that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. And he added, "This has been an emotional time, a lot to process." But he says, "I'm come home to my son with a newfound sense of peace." He shares 3-year-old cruise with his estranged wife, Brittany Cartwright.
I feel you, bro.
So for those who know, I guess.
Yes.
Jason Momoa played his first show in his native Hawaii on Sunday night. He and his rock band, and I will mispronounce this definitely, are Oof Ta Ta Ta.
I assume that's Samoan.
It's something.
Yeah.
It may be a Hawaiian language or Samoan. I'm not sure, Steve. But it doesn't look Hawaiian. It's got some accent marks and umlauts and stuff like
And
that.
even the poop emoji.
So they performed at the Moana Waikiki in Honolulu and addressed the crowd, saying how meaningful it was to him to be playing at the famed international marketplace in Waikiki, especially as he is from that area. He added that it was a dream of his to play there, and that he has fond memories of being at the venue with his dad. Those in attendance at his band jammed for around 2 hours. They played 10 songs and a bunch of cover songs from bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, and more. If they played 10 songs and that took 2 hours,
Yeah.
I'm guessing they either had a lot of chit-chat or some extended jams that happened.
So there was a lot of chit-chat.
During
He was
those
talking
tunes.
about the experience. And, that guy seems like he is a perpetual party.
Yes.
You know? Like he'd be fun to hang with.
He seems like a good guy, too.
Yeah.
You know, like the John Cena's and Dwayne Johnson's.
Just a
that
good dude.
Bigger
Yeah.
dude, but, is a decent person. Doesn't have to be alpha male a-hole. So that's a good thing. So this I was surprised to see. And we might have an audio clip of this. I'm not really sure. Adele confirmed she is preparing to take a hard-earned break. As the Grammy Award winner wrapped up her Munich residency on Saturday, Adele announced that following her upcoming Las Vegas return, she will be taking an indefinite hiatus from performing.
Wow. I just went on an Adele journey a couple of weeks ago. It's what I was using to work out. I heard 21 album, I think, is just absolute perfection. But I was listening to that.
She's taking breaks.
Yeah.
But she says she describes this one as an incredibly long break.
Well, I think she's been out and about. Like she must need a break because she's been everywhere.
She's been doing this residency for 2 years. Yeah. And so that's sometimes in Vegas, you're talking a couple shows.
A lot of shows, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the clip.
I will not see you for an incredibly long time, and I will hold you dear in my heart for that whole next fantasize about these shows and any shows.
It is my desire to ride a Mercury surfboard on my new Bullet of Truth tour.
So the announcement comes ahead of her return to the Weekends with Adele Vegas residency running from October 25th, November 23rd. 2 years into the ongoing residency, she said in July she had planned to take a break.
I think her plan is unrealistic. She's citing as a return year 2080. And I don't think that's going to work.
She said, I don't have any plans for new music at all. I want a big break after this, and I think I want to do other creative things just for a little while. Her last album, 30, came out in 2021, and that kicked off her Munich residency in early August, performing 2 shows a week throughout the month. The venue also featured Adele World, an outside experience for ticket holders with a Ferris wheel, an authentic English pub, and a wine bar as well.
We should have Preston and Steve World when you get to the building here.
Yeah.
With a Ferris wheel and a wine bar, right?
Yeah.
To really round out the experience.
Yeah, a beer garden.
Bounce house.
Shiatsu.
Right.
And, yeah, we could put all kinds of fun things in there.
Have Jane Goodall in the bounce
I
house.
like that. Preston and Steve World. So.
Oh, this is more than just a show. It's an experience.
All right, how about this? Sir Ian McKellen is willing to play Gandalf again, but
If only I can wear shorts.
it needs to happen soon.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers previously confirmed a new film is in the series.
I would like to be able to drive an automobile in this one.
With the working title, The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. It will be released in 2026, but it's still in early stages of development.
I'm going to shoot that little son of a bitch.
If the filmmakers want the 85-year-old actor, who of course starred in The Wizard in the earlier films, to reprise the role, there is no time to waste. He said, I've just been told there are going to be more films and Gandalf will be involved, and they hope that I'll be playing him. When? I don't know. What the script is, it's not written yet, so they better be quick, he said.
I just want to be able to race Vin Diesel.
I was watching some of the movies recently. He throws his all into that, especially as an older man. Mm-hmm. And in a number of the battle scenes, he's there. It's him. Yep. He's flailing away. Yep. He's awesome.
I can't think of anybody else playing that character.
And I don't, except for Vin Diesel.
And I wonder how they might handle that. But I mean, at that point,
how about Charlie Sheen?
You don't need to have
a freaking wizard.
He would love
a warlock.
Yeah, he was a warlock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
kick Sauron's ass.
A male witch, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's perfect. He's
freaking correct.
He's perfect for the role. I never even thought about that.
It writes itself.
Kicking the orcs' asses and whatnot.
Why are you guys so short?
Yeah. Let's see here. Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Let's talk about her for a second. She plays Cassie Howard in the HBO drama Euphoria, and she's looking forward to filming the 3rd season starting in January. In a new interview, Sweeney said that she hopes the new season will take a deeper dive into the darker aspects of Cassie's personality. And she also reports that she's in the dark about the new season. She said, honestly, I don't know anything about it when asked for teasers. But she co-stars in the series with Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, Alexa Demi, Maude Apatow, and Hunter Schafer. Season 2 ended in 2022, so it's about time.
The thing you got to say about her is she's producing a lot of her own films now. She's taking on these different projects. The word is she's easy to work with. She was good on SNL. So she's trying to really get a career going rather than just be the it girl.
Yeah.
So, and she could easily be just the it girl.
Yeah, most definitely.
Genetically, she was put together that way.
Kath, I want to see what you think about this. Fake heiress Anna Delvey.
Oh, yeah.
whose real name is Anna Sorokin, is reportedly set to join season 33 of Dancing with the
Get
Stars.
out. Are you serious?
I am serious.
I feel like I would go back and watch it again for that.
Anna previously served 4 years in prison after being convicted on 1 count of attempted grand larceny, 3 counts of grand larceny, and 4 counts of theft of services.
To be honest, that 4 years in prison was a career move for her.
Big time. Her story was covered in the Netflix series Inventing Anna, which is a really good series. She is said to have pretended to be a German heiress and swindled people and establishments out of thousands of dollars. And Good Morning America will reveal the official cast tomorrow, but there are strong rumors that she is going to be one of the cast.
Did you ever see the SNL parody? Chloe Fineman did that. She basically, one of the cast regulars, does that whole, you look poor, that bizarre accent. She does,
Anna?
Right,
Okay.
right. And so she realizes that's the way to get ahead at SNL. It's hilarious.
Unfortunately, with this show, it's like they just come and they dance. You don't really get to know much of their background or anything. Like, I think her story is so intriguing. Like, I'd love to know more about it. And that series was great, but like, I want to know more.
Well, there's no way they're not going to, she'd be there for that reason.
Yeah, so they have those little behind the scenes
Stories.
moments. They tell a little bit of their story.
I don't like to dance.
They've got they would have to touch.
Well, I'm sure they will, but I mean, it's not like they're going to dive in and get some more info, you know?
Right. The Voice returns with a new season in just a few weeks, and it'll be the last one for Reba McEntire.
No!
The Superstar has announced that her 3rd season will be her last as she moves on to other projects, including the new NBC sitcom Happy's Place this fall. She joined the show in 2023 to replace Blake Shelton, who had been with the show since the beginning. And no word so far on who will take the task of filling her shoes.
Is she joining Vanderpump Rules finally?
No.
Oh, damn it.
But I have one more story. One Tree Hill. Is that connected to Vanderpump Rules?
No, One Tree
it's
Hill's a
not.
drama.
Okay.
Chad Michael Murray, though, is in it, and he's one of your faves.
Well, they might get a sequel series. Netflix is reportedly developing the show with original series stars Sophia Bush, Hilary Burton, and Danielle Ackles.
Can I guess
producing.
the title?
Sure.
2 Tree Hill?
No. Well, no, it doesn't say.
Oh.
I can't say definitively if it is 2 Tree Hill or not.
3 2 Hill.
It's Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah. The series had a decent run. It really wasn't all that much of a critical hit, but now it's, for some reason, right? You know what I'm talking about?
No, listen,
it has this bizarre...
It's the same thing that happened with like The Office or
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls. Like my daughter is watching Gilmore Girls, and they also went through How I Met Your Mother. So
Right,
so
these
streaming services, people are
Suits
fine.
is another one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Nick, they plucked out One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah, my son loves Suits, and that's a show that ended like 5 or 6 years ago,
Bush,
It's like Kathy picking up silk stockings.
Yeah.
Bush and Burton are apparently set to reprise their roles with Ackles in talks to return.
Ackles?
So Silk Stockings.
USA Network.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then was Red Shoe Diaries or was that a
Showtime.
movie? That was a movie or a show?
That was a show.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was...
Drama series,
was,
yeah.
a lot more sexy.
I thought Silk Stockings was super sexy.
Pretty sexy
wasn't
for
it?
USA, yeah.
Well, and especially, I remember the opening, like the
It was
the intro to the show.
A full graphic boner.
No, but you knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
Was it somebody pulling up the stockings on their
It was
legs?
like and I remember like red silk, and then the the name of the show would come over it.
Okay. The original One Tree Hill ran for 9 seasons, 2003 to 2012. The original series followed rival half-brothers Lucas, played by Chad Michael Murray, and Nathan, played by James Lafferty.
Ian McKellen did play Gandalf in the series.
He did. In that series, he was actually...
And more trees.
There's only one.
Damn you. To haul the trees down, they'll take their revenge.
Well, some
They're
of them...
sentient, you know.
They talk and they move.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These trees are going to kick your ass.
The series expanded over the years and touched on intertwining friendships, relationships, and family
Freaking complicated.
drama. All right, we now have clips to play. Before Ryan Reynolds shared the Gambit deleted scene, Channing Tatum hinted at what could be. And in this clip, Wannabe Marvel star reveals his MCU secrets. Here we go.
I think at that moment, if I had to guess, he's definitely still in the void, but there's maybe something. There's something that's happening in that moment. You never know. You never know. I mean, literally, I could never be in another Marvel movie again, and it wouldn't surprise me because I've had it in my hand before and it's gone away. So I'm always grain of salting it, but I'm hoping that Kevin will allow me in.
This needs to happen.
Deadpool and Wolverine and Blink Twice are currently in theaters. All right, here's our next clip. An unexpected family tragedy brings 3 generations of the Dietz family back together in Winter River, where Lydia's rebellious teenage daughter stumbles upon the portal to the afterlife. It's the same old story.
Yeah, come on.
Here,
Seen it a million times.
Michael Keaton talks about becoming Beetlejuice again.
You got to keep up a level of energy and pace and focus. And I didn't know what the pace of things was going to be. And so I just went in saying, well, I'm just going to do what we did the first time as close as I can. And Tim had already seen it. It was just totally clear in his head.
I don't think I want to see it.
Beetlejuice will open on Friday.
I wonder what the quality will be. I'm hoping, because I enjoyed the first. I didn't immediately fall in love with the first movie, but I've always enjoyed it. So
yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's fun, and I mean, I'm curious as to what the audiences will take from this. So we shall see. And certainly, it'll be a lot of people will go to see it for sure. All right, and that is the entertainment report for you this morning. We have a bunch of things happening today. We're going to talk to Sheila Wetko of NBC 10, nationwide pet adoption event coming up, Clear the Shelters. We will also check in with the Free Dating Advice Philly crew. This is Sam and Kate are stopping by this morning. So if you want some no-nonsense, straight-ahead advice, especially if you're trying to navigate dating apps, these guys are apparently, making some waves.
Their game is strong.
We will also be checking in with Marisa Magnata. She is in Brazil in preparation for the game this week, and she's there with PhillySportsTrips.com, so we'll check in and see how the trip is going so far, because when you travel with those guys, it's not just going to the game. There's a lot of other things that take place.
I just had the idea of a 900-foot Gary Lauer.
Oh, my God. Okay, would he have his arms out, or what would he be doing? What kind of gesture? Would he have his nose?
I don't know. We have to design one and then fund it and then get it built in Brazil.
Well, let's do that.
Right
please.
next to Jesus.
Also, Pick Lillian is stopping by today. We'll do some giveaways once they get here. So get set to win some goodies and get your wings ready for the game. And back to school A to Z.
Yeah.
We have the final song in the F category coming up next. So stay with us as we continue that musical journey here on the Preston and Steve Show. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMM.
Yeah.
But
yeah, dude,
out and about.
So the only thing we wanted to do since moving down there is like, where are the alligators? Sam? The only time I've seen one, we visited Kennedy Space Center, and they're just on the side of the road.
Oh,
you spend enough time, you will see your share of gators, and they also have the snakes and the.
I saw one at the airport. I mean, they actually have these ponds out there, and I've seen them out sunning themselves.
My wife
says
didn't believe me.
Count.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. I want to see a giant one on the side of a. So we went to Rocco's Tacos one time, and there's like a giant lake behind there. And I went out, and it was at night. And my friend was saying, if you usually you can see their eyes like glistening in the night and stuff. I couldn't even see that. It was cold though. It was a little cold.
Yeah, it was a little chilly.
All right. So we have to get the rating 1 to 10 on the charcuterie baked board. What are you giving it?
It's a 15.
A 15!
Yeah, that's a 15.
All right, excellent.
Somebody get me a knife so I can cut the breed.
Well, listen, Drew, this is awesome to meet you in person.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you for having me.
And you're back in town from time to time, so we'll find a reason to hook up again, I'm sure.
Please, anytime. This was great.
And especially if...
do you all still say, hey, bitches?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Hey, if you want to, go ahead, say it.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what?
And maybe if, maybe Monday Night Raw, you'll be back at home performing.
Philadelphia hasn't been announced yet for a tour, but I'm sure it'll be announced sometime in the near future.
That's awesome.
Usually once a year.
Yeah,
we
once or
get
twice.
it. So,
Yeah.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, listen, thanks so much for coming by, man. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you guys so much. This was awesome.
Let's hear it for Drew Gulak, guys. WWE wrestler, fan of the Preston and Steve Show, and a Philly hometown guy. I love it. Impossible Foods is now bringing more to the table. This time it's plant-based chicken nuggets.
I've had them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you have? Because so have I, and they were the most disgusting things I've ever eaten in my life.
Well, then I've had different. So Hip City Veg has the best chicken nuggets I've ever tasted, and there's no chicken.
Okay, so this was sort of like, it looked like it was dark meat, but it wasn't meat. It was plant-based, and it had like a breading around it. It looked really good, and I was like, oh, I'll try this.
Right. Not good.
I was like, what is this? What is this texture? What am I eating?
So they use
plant or
seitan.
not?
I guess it is seitan, right? The often used for chicken substitute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and the Satan actually cooks them.
Wait till you try this.
But they're Casey. They're excellent. We actually put them out at a party.
Yeah.
And people had no idea.
So we have a vegetarian living in my house. My oldest is now a vegetarian, more pescatarian, but we have a lot of Impossible meat in our house now.
Right.
And we do the Impossible ground beef a lot, and it's damn good. You know,
I love it.
Yeah, my wife will make.
And Preston's right in the. It's not exactly. But the taste I like.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good.
the Impossible taste.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily taste exactly like beef or pork or whatever it is they're trying to simulate, but whatever it tastes like tastes good to me.
Yeah, and when you're making things like nachos, like my wife will make nachos for the household, and she'll crumple up the Impossible burger meat or whatever on there. You can't tell the difference.
Dude.
Not when it's got the cheese and the salsa and everything else with it.
I'm telling you, that Impossible cheesesteak from Wilson's
Unbelievable.
was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't stop eating it. It was excellent.
Get me the biggest cheesesteak fan in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Sit them down and give them one of those.
And don't say, all right, tell me if this tastes like meat.
Right.
Just say, eat this, and does it taste good?
Yeah.
That's the difference. So somebody who is, a hardcore meat eater might say, this ain't no meat or whatever. No, just set that aside. Does it taste good or not? Okay. And because that cheesesteak at Wilson's Secret Sauce is fantastic.
And what was the ingredient?
Loved it.
Was it seitan?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't
think
know.
he uses Beyond or Impossible.
I'm not sure exactly what he uses.
I
You'd
think
have
it's
to ask him.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at what I had, and this restaurant changed, right? It was one healthier restaurant to the next, and they had chicken on it, and so they were called chicken. They were called chicken strips. Well, now they're just called strips, and so I ordered that thinking I was getting the chicken, and then realized, but it says plant-based, so it's a plant-based strip. It doesn't say exactly what's in it, but I'm assuming it's similar to what you're talking about.
Plant-based strips, Mommy.
So Impossible Foods is describing this as having a golden, crispy breadcrumb. Oh my God! I can't believe I said that.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm interested in your chicken strips.
Stop it.
What's that special ingredient again?
It's a little salty.
Breadcrumb.
Do you guys buy that? Because I just made some.
It's great.
Here's audio of the chef, Preston.
You're gonna be my regular Saturday thing, baby.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
I think I like your reaction more than the actual flub itself. You're like, I just can't believe you just said that.
All right, having golden, crispy breadcrumb coating.
You're working in the kitchen today. Where's something low cut?
And a juicy and springy white meat texture. How was your weekend, Jackie Bam Bam?
Oh, good. How was yours, Press?
Very relaxing.
Right.
How about you? Did you relax?
I heard you tried on some jeans. I was getting worried about my leather pants and my roostered hair for the MMRBQ, more importantly.
Do you ever wear shorts?
Nah, but I do shave my legs if you need to know.
Okay.
But wait,
No doubt.
Why? Why do you shave your legs if you're not wearing shorts?
No offense to Steve, but I think the hair should be on the head, nowhere else.
Okay.
So you shave everywhere?
Everywhere, yeah.
Really? Armpits?
I've been trying to do a contest or a little promo with Casey Boy, but it's just not happening. Sales department. I want to shave Casey Boy.
I don't want to do that.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
You
do
should
that.
come get laser hair with me.
Oh, you get your beads
Remove it
lasered.
permanently?
Yeah.
I follow you on social media. I'm like, where does she get this done at? I could do that.
Oh, come with me.
I will.
All right.
Do you shave your armpits?
Cut that out, what she just said, Casey.
Do you shave your armpits?
I do, yes. You want to take a look? Yeah.
Yeah, they're short.
All right,
Yeah,
there you
sure
go.
enough.
Very nice.
Okay, he's a shaver. He's
Your ass crack?
He's an O'Hare guy. You're one more step closer to Romano, man.
Yeah, Romano.
have that in common. Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. Chrissy Teigen has admitted, listen to this,
Her again.
she underwent a cosmetic surgical procedure to have fat removed from her cheeks.
Okay.
Per a recent Instagram story she shared.
Isn't that kind of her look? She
does have kind of very roundish cheeks. Yeah,
clearly a beautiful woman.
She wrote, "I did that Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here." She said,
The Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal.
I guess so. Yeah, Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal. She
I can't say
Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal.
That's amazing. I can't do that.
Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal. Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal. Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal. There you go.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
Now do it backwards.
I can't do that. Fat buccal diamond doctor.
Wow.
Well, I left out removal fat.
Oh, way to
All
go.
right, removal fat buccal diamond doctor. I'm reading it. I can see it written here. So
Still good.
Still pretty good.
removal fat buccal diamond doctor.
I will say this after Dr. Buchal's fat removal, that she looks different.
Yes.
Well, it's sort of that what we were talking about. Who was it yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
It was Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling. It's
Terrence and Phillip.
Yes, it gives that Terrence and Phillip look.
If you do too much, it looks like she got not like almost too much. It's,
Right.
You know, she's
Not as
flirting
much
with
as
it.
Tori.
With Dr. Buchal's fat removal?
Wait, what's buccal? Because his name's Diamond. What's the buccal?
Dr. Diamond buccal fat
I assume the buccal is the kind
Procedure?
of fat.
Oh.
It is, or the buccal fat removal.
So it's Dr. Diamond buchal's fat removal.
Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal.
Okay, it's not plural.
Maybe someday they'll have a Dr. Diamond buccal fat replacement.
Yes, and fill those cheeks back up again.
Exactly. Theater royalty in the form of Kristen Chenoweth, Julie Taymor, and Lin-Manuel Miranda welcomed back boisterous audiences to Wicked, The Lion King, and Hamilton for the first time since the start of the pandemic, making Tuesday as the unofficial return of Broadway. Chenoweth surprised the crowd at Wicked by appearing on stage for a speech at the same stage where she became a star years ago. And she said the fitting line, she said, "There's no place like home."
Right.
Coming back there. And the crowd hooted and hollered and gave her a standing ovation. You could hear him hoot.
It's not a hoot.
Several hoots and a couple of hollers. That'd be kind of scary.
It would be terrifying.
Yeah.
I think that the actors would walk off the stage.
Taymor, the director and costume designer for The Lion King, congratulated her audience for the courage and enthusiasm to lead the way. She said, "Theater as we know it is the lifeblood and soul of the city. It's time for us to live again." And Miranda at Hamilton summed up the feeling of a lot of people when he asked, "I don't ever want to take live theater for granted."
And by the way, I did not write Hamilton. I have to know. Yeah. You know, Preston, I have a love-hate relationship with Broadway, and because there's wonderful things to see.
Yeah.
But those theaters are designed for people from the 1870s.
Yeah, they're tiny.
And unless you're a dwarf,
But it is super exciting going.
It is
to one of those
amazing.
shows.
It is amazing.
It is also super expensive to go.
Oh, my
to
God.
one of those
$200 or
shows.
$300.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The first time I went to Broadway, I had gotten comp tickets, okay, because of my job. I was a music director, and it was for Rent, and Rent had a soundtrack and all this stuff. And so the record company got us tickets. I'm like, wow, man, that was a great time. We enjoyed the hell of the show. It was amazing. And I'm like, we should go back and see that again sometime. And then we went to go back and see it, and we paid for tickets. I'm like, oh my God.
They offer packages though that are actually really good deals. That comes with dinner at you can choose from a number of restaurants and things like that. So at least it's
hotels sometimes and an organ transplant.
But just anything in New York.
Anything in New York.
You get a cheese sandwich, and they're like, "That'll be $14." You're like, "What? It's a cheese sandwich, though."
Oh man.
Oh, that's right. We're in New York.
One last story. John Mellencamp revealed to the Indianapolis Monthly that in addition to recently recording, he and Bruce Springsteen actually painted together. He said, "Bruce and I have done 2 paintings together."
This is my house, and this is the smoke coming out of the chimney, and this is me and my family holding hands, and that's a daisy.
He said, "We have a..."
That's a turkey. I made it with my hands.
He said, "We have a painting that we worked on for 2 days straight."
Yeah.
He said he painted one side, I painted the other.
That's the whole.
And he also said Bruce had never painted at all, and he was really good, really into it.
Have you seen any of
Mellencamp stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's accomplished.
How come
Now,
my turkey looks better?
I don't know if he does realistic stuff or not, but he definitely does some cool
impressionistic.
things. Yeah, it might be considered impressionistic.
Lose excess paint, and it blends all this together.
Yeah, this is it.
There we go. We're painting mountains, as you know. You always want the top of the mountain to be more distinct than the bottom of the mountain, because at the bottom we have mist, and now we have wonderful pollution.
So before I knew that I had ASMR, and I was a teenager, I would sit there with Bob Ross.
93.3 WMMR.
Thanks, Kath. Labor Day weekend, the weather was delicious.
Unbelievable.
It was just, I can't think of a better word, Kathy. It was just like, I thirst for more of that. You know what I mean?
You and I were talking on the conference call yesterday. So give me about 6, 7, 8 more weeks of this. And I would be thrilled. I was literally walking around my neighborhood from dusk till dawn, pleasuring myself.
What?
Yeah, I just and people.
It's so beautiful. People didn't even mind.
They nodded. Yeah,
I know.
You got it.
I know. You got it, buddy.
It's just crisp and nice, and the extraction of the humidity, the sun, everything was wonderful.
You were spanking on sunshine.
And don't it feel raw?
Yes. But it was wonderful, man. We this weekend chose not to head to the shore, which is interesting because you would think it's a holiday weekend. You want to go there, but it does get a little bit, people want to go for the last hurrah and spanking on sunshine.
I'll tell you what, the traffic going down, I expected it to be worse because traffic started early on Thursday and everything, but being down there, it really wasn't that bad.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
With the temperature floating where it was, I was wondering how much colder it would be because I was watching on Friday down at the shore, and everyone was sort of like a little bundled up.
It was perfect.
It was good?
It was
All right.
perfect. I mean, we love putting the air conditioning on. It just makes it so crisp in there. But we did go, for most of the day without having the air on.
Nice.
It got pretty hot though. It was muggy.
Yeah.
Did it? Okay.
Sunday night, I went to the Phillies game, and there was zero air circulation within the game. So it was like, Steve, we were sitting down by the field, and it was hot and sweaty. But Casey,
Really?
yeah. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like Preston, when we left, you get to the concourse, the breeze came through, and it was really nice. But Casey, just speaking of traffic, getting to and from the Phillies game on Sunday night was the best traffic I've ever experienced.
Oh, that's
I got out of the parking lot at the end of the game without waiting at all. We got down there taking the blue route there. Like, it made the whole night that much better because there was zero traffic to and from.
I don't know if I'd rather get a handy or have good traffic.
You can walk around the neighborhood.
You reach
with Steve.
a certain age where I'll skip the handy. Can I make this in 10 minutes? And I swear to God, and there comes, and I was thinking about this, Preston, because it happens every year and you forget about this. I will drive my certain routes, like on Saturday morning, like I've been driving, when I go to work out, and I just zip right through. That is going to change.
Yeah.
Going home on Allen Lane now with the schools open, that changed. So all those things start to shift, and you have to go, I got to avoid this road now because of school buses and so on and so forth.
Yeah. It was just such a fantastic weekend. It's weird, man, and maybe it is where I am in life right now, but I get immense satisfaction. And we spent a productive weekend. It was really nice. We took the time to sit outside and enjoy the weather and smoke cigars and have some drinks and all that. But we knocked off a bunch of things on the list, and I have found that where I am in life right now, I get intense satisfaction on doing that.
Achieving
things that
tasks.
need to be done and getting them done.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a toilet paper holder in our bathroom. And
I'll put it on for you.
And it has been rickety since the day we bought the house. And eventually, the one thing came off. I'm like, oh, man. Because you got to put, like, those little anchors in the wall. And it's not the hardest work, but it's just...
It's work.
But I did it.
You did it.
It took about 10 minutes. And it, like, filled me with such joy and satisfaction for the day. And guess what? It is secure in there.
Firm.
Yeah.
Would you, from time to time, go in and just take a glance at the work you've done in the bathroom? Yeah, of course,
Listen, I also I did the finishing. I patched my first drywall in my entire life.
Not
this
in your
summer.
house.
No. In my house, we had a wall unit, air conditioning unit that we took out, and there was just a hole in the wall for the longest time. We had somebody price it to fix it. It was going to cost like $1,000. I'm like, I could do that. I did it. I did it. It took,
Yay.
I think it took like 6 or 7 passes, but I put the final.
Now, eventually, the ice cream you shoved in there is going to melt.
No, but the final pass of paint on there, and yes, Preston. Every time I walk through that room, I'm like, oh.
Look at that.
These are the things.
Look what
though.
I did.
But but the combination, like you said, you had your cigars and your drinks and
Yeah, we lit a fire outside.
that kind of thing. Right.
Yeah, come
And
on.
just being home.
Yeah.
Labor Day.
It was a beautiful thing.
It was good.
Yeah. I don't have an oasis like what do you guys call it? Like Mondo Falls. Like that to me.
Oh.
Your backyard is a vacation.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
you. Well,
I want to come over.
Well, when you get your swim spa, I'll
You
come
can have a
over to your
swim spot.
place.
You're going to stock it with trout?
Dude, that's a thing that people do. They will make natural swimming pools. I don't understand that.
Natural swimming pools.
Nick, you know what I'm talking about.
We call
right?
them sumps.
Well, I mean, it's basically a pond, and they just put like
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, natural swimming pools?
What, like the salt water?
No.
Are you talking?
Just
with
dig a hole
fish
in your
it?
yard?
No, like basically they fill their pool with like freaking like lily pads.
What?
And,
What?
What are you talking
I've
about?
never heard of this.
So I'll tell you this.
So unchlorinated?
Yeah, apparently just the nature keeps the water clean. Listen, they might put chlorine in there. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Well, if they put chlorine in there, it's going to kill whatever thing they put in there. Case. So the most popular pool design is no longer the rectangular pool design. Is maybe 15 to 20% of the pools that are built. They're all sort of meant to be lagoonish, pondish, and so they are popular. I guess people are following through and actually.
Yeah, but this is like, it's like you don't use your swimming pool to swim anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Would
like,
to have a,
I mean, it's
a
natural. There's-
sump in your backyard?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a pond. So you have all the algae and everything growing in it. It's not like a swimming
Dan,
pool.
that's a great sump you got back there.
But they also, Steve, we're looking at pictures like cattails growing around them and,
Really?
reeds and things like that to make it a...
Is that for like natural filtration and stuff?
I don't
It's a place for Swamp Thing to live.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be an alternative to having something that's overly chlorinated or whatever.
Well, the people that do this are the people of the common clay.
You know, morons.
Also, there's no way that any of these probably actually look like this. This is like someone who is actually.
Yeah, so
No, it is just a way to excuse the fact that you haven't taken care of the
Yeah,
pool.
you don't have to do the maintenance anymore.
This is an expression of nature.
So it's
Really?
exactly what it is. Unlike traditional pools, which rely on chemicals to filter out germs, natural swimming pools use continuously moving fresh water and biological filters like the reeds you were talking about, Preston, to keep the pool perfect for swimming. Natural pools combine all the benefit of a pool and a decorative pond. So I guess it's a growing trend.
I would think it would be more work.
Yeah.
Maybe less daily upkeep, and then more like broad strokes.
I'll tell you this: if you have a saltwater pool,
Pretty much
which
handles
we
it
do,
itself.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And the amount of salt in the water is similar to the amount of salt in a human tear. So it's not overly oppressive. But
It's not like swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, you couldn't put fish in this thing, though, could you?
I don't know, man.
I mean, it looks lovely. I don't think you either have a lagoon or like a koi pond, or you have a pool. I don't think you have both.
I like the way the pool looks better because I just like the way that blue just shines up.
By the way, if you have a swim pond, every time you're moving and swimming forward, you're catching a trout in your hands.
So Marissa's gone. Guys, can you answer the request lines, please? There might be some people that are commenting on this, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I was going to say, obviously, you have the quote from Caddyshack. We have a pool and a pond. Pond would be good for you, of course. Yeah. But in this case, you do have a pool and a pond in one shot over there on Briar.
Then just excavate your cesspool and combine everything. You got it right there.
Wow. I've never heard of this before.
No, neither have I.
So apparently you also have to have a pond that goes along with your pool, and that's part of the filtration process.
Oh,
that's
really?
that's the way that they work the best, yeah.
So you have to have a pool and a
You
pond?
do, yeah. Sometimes the filtration happens in Preston in a
Double
separate
P.
filter pond, and it's around the outside edges of the pool in a planted filter area. So it seems like a really complex system.
So do you have an adjacent hot pond next to that?
hot pond.
Yeah.
And at the top of it are a whole bunch of dead fish floating.
Wow. All right, hang on a second. I have Mark on the line who used to build koi ponds and swimming pools. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the air, buddy.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. So, are you familiar with these natural swimming pools?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's more like a relaxation thing. Like you sit out and listen to the trickle of the water because they would have pumps. I mean, they had filters and pumps, but you would build like a little waterfall to kind of hide the filter.
Okay.
So let me ask you: is the purpose, Mark, for swimming as well, or is it more just a water feature?
No.
What's that?
No.
Okay, no.
Swimming in them because they would buy all these koi fish.
Oh, okay.
And they swim in your butthole.
Yeah. And who really loves the ponds are gray herons. So people would spend hundreds of dollars for fish, and then the herons would come in and just.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, and I remember actually, Mark, a few years ago, we talked to this because my old neighbors across the street had koi, and every now and then people, believe it or not, there are koi viewing parties that people will have, and people come by and go house to house and take a look at the koi. But there were also people that were stealing them because they were worth thousands of dollars.
Big money, yeah.
We talked about security systems. Mark, we talked about a lot of people would put sort of this invisible mesh over the pond.
Mesh over.
Yeah.
Or you would have a motion sensor with like a fountain that would spit water at like the birds and stuff.
Oh, that's too much work.
But these natural pools that we're describing, they're swimming pools. I mean, they're being built for people to swim in them. So there are ponds that you're talking about, Mark, but the natural swimming pools that Casey...
swim in the ponds, but I don't know of anybody building... Like, I know you're talking about the swimming, like the ones you could get in that they're just big enough for a person to swim in. And
yeah, like a plunge pool.
Yeah, but Nick, I don't think the natural pools. I think they're turning it into this pond-like feature, but you can't swim in it.
No, what I've seen, Kathy, is that these are actual pools that people do swim in.
So in your house, you have a bathtub or a bath pond?
Both.
All right. These are designed for swimming. The natural pools that are supposed to be built for the purpose of swimming in them, and you have to have a pond that's attached to it apparently for filtration processes.
Right.
But the reason for building these is not just to have a decorative pond in your backyard is for swimming.
When I was a kid, we lived in South Carolina for a few years, and so we were out in the boonies, and we had literal swimming holes.
Swimming holes
that we would go to.
So you know
there were two of them. They were named. There was, believe it or not, their names were Big John and Little John.
All right.
And obviously, the Big John was larger than Little John, and when it would rain, it would fill up a little bit more, and we would literally go to the swimming hole.
Really?
And go swimming, yeah.
So in Gresham Park on the trail, I believe that's it. There is a place called the Devil's Hole.
Oh, yeah.
And that is though you're not supposed to, people use it as a swimming hole.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to do it, but we did anyway. And I mean, the water was brown; you couldn't see.
It's horrible.
But whatever. It was that we were kids and.
Yeah,
that's
it
what
didn't
you
matter.
did.
I guess, yeah. Now you're like, I'm like, I wonder if they have that brain-eating amoeba in there.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let me go to Victor, certified pool servicer and repairman. Hi, Victor. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Victor. Do you know a thing or two about these natural pools?
Yes, they are designed for swimming, naturally filtered by the aquatic life inside of it.
Okay.
There's a TV show called The Pool Master, and he builds these exclusively.
Wow.
You need natural rock, natural plants.
They got to be fairly rare, like not a overwhelming amount of people are doing this, right?
No, they're gaining popularity. They're very expensive, very expensive to build.
I would have to imagine that if you have the right type of plants around the pool to serve as the filters, keeping them alive, especially in a climate like ours, has got to be very difficult, correct?
Difficult, but not impossible, and actually very easy to replace at your local store with all the aquatic plants that are sold locally.
Seems like a lot of work.
Replenish
Yeah, but a regular pool is a lot of work.
But
it's like a garden. It's like a garden. You may like to tend those types of
I
things.
would say
like a garden.
you have a saltwater pool. I have a saltwater pool. Once it's up and running, would you say it's a ton of work?
No, it's
But that's the thing. People they can take care of their. They can take care of their pools. Something like this, you need an expert to be able to grow the correct things so that it looks nice and it doesn't turn into the pond down the street with a bunch of muck.
You need to be a horticulturist.
To that point, Victor, a natural swimming pool like this, like we're describing, and like a saltwater pool, compare the work level between the two of them.
It's probably equal. Actually, because, even saltwater pools are a misnomer because you're generating chlorine
right.
in salt water.
Yep.
So you're really not swimming in salt water. You're swimming in a chlorinated pool. Believe it or not, you're making sodium hypochlorite,
right,
which is what we use to disinfect all our pools, regardless.
Right.
But, as far as the upkeep, you got to maintain your pH. You got to maintain all your levels at optimum level for everything to flourish and grow correctly.
It seems funny. It seems once you get in the groove, it seems pretty easy. I guess maybe it's the same for your natural pool.
Every time I go to the store to get the water checked, the guy would tell me your pH is this, your acidity is this, blah blah blah. I'm like, just tell me what bags of stuff to buy and put in there. You're wasting your time here. Just tell me what to put in.
See that pile that says most expensive bags we sell?
Yeah,
3 of those.
You need 3 of those.
That's for you.
Oh, I know I'm getting screwed. I know I'm getting hosed, but I don't care. Just here's what I need to do. All right, Victor, thank you, man. We appreciate the call, bud.
All right.
All right, we'll see you later. All right. Well, anyhow, I didn't know we were.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. I was not familiar. I'd never heard of that before. This
I thought we were talking about was like digging a big hole and running your hose in it. Like, there's your natural pool.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dirt in that.
Sounds like, but no, it's actually the the concrete bottom or whatever it's made of, gunite, and then they just let things kind of overgrow. I went swimming yesterday, and I did notice a frog jumped in the pool while I got in there too, but I didn't have goggles or anything, so I couldn't go find him. So he's swimming around in there somewhere. Oh, don't worry, my dogs will kill him at some point.
Go kill.
I don't want them to. I saved a big old fat toad in my backyard yesterday. I was doing some yard work, and he was hiding underneath a shrub that I was trimming up, and I'm like, let me get you out of here, dude. They literally will eat you.
I'll walk you out.
Yeah, let me walk you out of here.
Did he understand, do you think?
He got it.
Okay.
He was cool.
Yeah, thank you, man. I did not know. I did not know.
Totally compliant. Yeah. What were you going to say, though?
I don't remember.
Okay, it's all good. So there's a different Labor Day thing I wanted to bring up. It was an article, actually, that Steve sent over. And it has to do with the wives' tale that you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. But that's old, right, Kat? That hasn't been that way for a while.
Yeah, no. I mean, white is in fashion all year long.
So but this was I feel like it was for a while considered a fashion faux pas. Was it white clothing or white shoes?
I think it was. I actually thought it was white pants.
That's what I thought too.
Me too.
But I'm not really sure. I just know that it has gone away. Like I feel like it's something that probably came from like I don't know,
oldie days,
or like and so. But it's for a long time not been a thing.
I actually have the derivation of this whole myth or movement, if you will. It started in the Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age.
Yeah, during the late
where everyone was named Gil.
1800s.
1800s. There you go.
Gil.
Hey, Gil.
To the early 1900s. That's when it was actually active. So during the summer months, upper-class New Yorkers would flaunt their best all-white outfits when they ventured to oceanic places to cool down, such as Newport, Rhode Island, and Southampton.
Put on our finest whites and head to the shore.
Oh, yes, Gil.
It was inappropriate to wear shorts or mini dresses during that time, despite the rising heat waves. Therefore, white was practically worn to reflect light and to keep wearers comfortable outside. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
In more, height of sunlight is going to be a little bit more comfortable.
You know me, this second the temperature rises above 70, I'm in a miniskirt.
When fall arrived and it was time for New Yorkers to head back to the city, the whites were put away because the streets of the Big Apple were dirty with its garbage, horse excrement, and mystery stains and smell.
Okay.
No, I got horse poo on my white slacks.
Yes.
Well, so they didn't look dirty.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Listen, I don't wear white because I will inevitably get it stained somehow. Sneakers, shoes, whatever. Any white on me will be scarred within seconds.
Yeah,
it's just a way of it.
Same thing.
I opened a present an iced tea. I took every goddamn precaution. A bottle of the iced tea. I'm holding it out away from me. I look down and there's 2 spots of iced tea on my. It's like I can't win.
I was wearing a white shirt and was having a sandwich with some avocado on it. This is over the weekend, and I'm sitting there and eating, and stuff always falls on me. And so avocado falls out and it lands on my shirt, and it landed ever so gingerly.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I can save this.
I can lift
and
this.
so I reach down to daintily pluck it from my shirt.
Like a surgeon.
And just mush it all into
Let me crush that
mush
in
it
there.
all into the shirt. And it was fairly early in the day. And I'm like, well, I'm not just going to.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm not just going to throw this in the wash and waste a day of wearing this shirt and getting another one dirty. So I spent the whole damn day with it with a big green stain on the front of my
Do
shirt.
you have
I
a
did not care.
spatula? I need to smear this in more.
A little bit more,
Yeah.
please. I'm the worst at it.
I don't
I make a mess constantly.
forget it. Yeah, likewise.
Rochelle finally bought me a bib. I got it for Christmas.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I forgot what it says. Because I haven't worn it yet. It's a novelty thing, but it says I make an effing mess everywhere or something like that.
That's funny.
It's pathetic.
I might look into that.
So, by the way, the wearing white after Labor Day was a satirically social divide. Only those who could afford to wear white could wear white.
Oh.
Not only did the wealthy summer in the far cleaner countryside, but should their beautiful white dresses get dirty, they had servants to launder them as well.
True. So it's a sign of prestige, I guess.
Yep. I actually, so today I'm wearing longer pants.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we are lucky that our job, and a lot of people who do get to work from home now, come to realize the convenience of being able to wear short shorts, shorts and T-shirts and things like that as you work. But I do have to admit, with the little cooler mornings and cooler evenings, putting on a long pair of pants is kind of comfortable.
So
I
nice.
felt
Isn't
that
it
way
nice?
this morning, and
It was chilly
It was
this
partially because we haven't done laundry yet, but I'm wearing my pants today.
That's
I
I'm
was
literally
wondering
running
why-
to the end of my shorts stock, which is substantial, I'll say.
Yeah.
But yes, on a cooler morning, and you know that it's absolutely fine.
I was scrambling. I ran out of underwear the other day
Oh, wow.
because laundry's gotten way backed up, and I was scrambling, and I'm like, I'm down to the couple of pair that I'm like, I only wear on emergency occasions, just because they're either not that comfortable or they've been in there for a while. And
So I
had to
safety-
dip into the reserves.
I safety pinned a placemat. No, I'm kidding.
I actually, one time I wore a Speedo because I had run out of underwear, and it was the only thing I had left.
Wearing a
Casey,
bathing suit for underwear is something that I've done.
I do laundry so much that like no one's ever running out of anything. There's just so much that needs to be done that like
Here's the deal, though. When
it would be overflowing and for somebody to run out of underwear.
When you cycle in like the bed sheets and you're doing all that, and it sort of backs up your schedule. So my clothes are sitting there, and Claire does all that. And she does a phenomenal job at all that. But you know, a lot of the blankets and stuff are being circled through right now.
Yeah, that
so,
takes a little longer on
so
towel
it'll be
wash days.
I'll probably have my shorts back on by Thursday.
Today's towel day, Kath.
Yeah. Oh, is it? For
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah.
Okay.
Clean towels later tonight.
Boy, but refilling that underwear bin of mine was immensely satisfying. I'm good for at least a month and a half.
Do you
now.
stick your face in and sniff your fresh underwear? Or do you Jeremy Jackson it?
Smell the
Used
smell
bathing
the
suits from Baywatch.
Baywatch. That's not a bad idea.
Not a good idea.
No, not a great idea, but nonetheless. So, wearing white before or Labor Day, after Labor Day has been out of existence for a while. But for a bit, that was one of the rules.
Were you ever
That was one
called
of the
on
fashion rules?
Were you ever called on a fashion faux pas, Kathy, where somebody said, a girlfriend
do
said
that.
you shouldn't wear that?
Did somebody tell me I shouldn't wear something?
Like when you wore that tube top to the funeral.
My best friend has been in the fashion
Oh, that's
industry
right.
since we were 15 years
Yeah.
old. All the time. She's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Do this instead. It's a constant.
Yeah.
Whenever I see her, I'm like, oh, here we go.
I got called out by Nick one time on the air.
Oh, no.
For George? For George.
Yeah, I was right.
You were right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I'm
but
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm actually really
That's
not.
weird.
It was
Nick
on-
was telling you something about fashion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
It was on drunk day, and I made fun of somebody's shirt, and he goes, "This coming from the guy wearing jorts."
Was I drunk or you drunk?
I was drunk.
Oh yeah,
I was hammered.
Hammered. Wait, there's been something fashion that I've been wanting to tell you for a long time because I know you won't accept it.
Am I doing
because-
it wrong?
No,
Okay.
because somebody told you, I think it was Angela Profetto,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
told
yeah,
you
yeah.
one time, don't ever wear white socks with black shoes.
Yeah.
It's over, done with. Just look down when you're when you're walking down the street. You're going to see white socks with
Is
black
that back
shoes.
in now?
Yeah, women, men, yes. Yeah.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
I bought too many socks.
Too many black
I was
socks. Yeah,
literally
you're not
about
gonna-
to say the F
Yeah,
word.
like tube socks. I don't like that they're back in fashion.
I know. I just
I'm
bought
just
some
sorry,
more.
man. That's great.
Too high on the calf?
Too high on the calf.
Yeah,
The only thing that the longer, if you're wearing boots, then it makes
Yeah, it
sense.
makes sense,
You know,
but I'm
Well, Case,
rarely
now
wearing
they're-
boots and shorts.
Now they're a little bit lower. Now they're just the ankle socks, but showing above the shoe, not
So
the ones
hot.
not the ones that the shoe hides.
Oh, there's a neighbor of mine that cuts his grass, and he wears
Up to his knees?
sneakers, and he's got the tube socks pulled all the way up to almost his knees. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm like, you look like a moron.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
and he's a good friend.
no, he's not.
Oh,
He's
is
a
he?
bit of an a-hole.
Is he a moron?
So
Yeah.
I don't mind watching him just like that. But anyhow, there are loads of fashion faux pas, and you can tune to the Preston and Steve show to find out exactly what's in and what's out.
Listen,
right, Kev?
you know where fashion plays.
Yes.
Yeah, you know it all happens right here.
Right here.
So I was wearing these pants on at the luau the other night, and I love them so much. And
I love you, Pants.
I love you, Pants.
I love you, Pants.
I'm putting you to bed now, Pants.
Eric Simon
I'll see you
asked
tomorrow
me
morning.
He asked me where I got them, and so I was.
You got him a pair.
I did, but now on hindsight, I'm
They
like,
were selling them outside of Acme.
well,
No, Costco.
Outside of Costco?
no, inside Costco.
Oh, okay.
But I was like,
I was joking, really?
Are you actually making fun of me, or you know what I mean? And like, here I am. I'm like, oh, here.
Wait, so did,
I bought some stuff from Costco
but
from clothes.
did he like them?
Did I pull a cousin Eddie where I got him some white shoes because he commented on my white shoes, but really he didn't like my
I mean,
pants?
they were Adidas pants. How
I know.
I don't. It's not like they were, the crazy golf pants that you wear sometimes. I
Right.
don't see that he wouldn't like
You
them.
were gushing about Costco this morning before we went on the air,
He
as
loves
if you've like
Costco.
just discovered it or something.
I did. I've
Oh.
only been a member for about a year.
He just discovered the clothes.
Yeah, and the clothes are great.
He loves the clothes.
Dude,
at
Kath,
Costco.
I'm on the beach, right? I'm like, that guy, his bathing suit at Costco. I have the same one.
They're known for their haute couture.
Yeah.
Well, welcome on board then. I didn't know it was just a recent thing for you. We've been members for, I'm a part owner now.
I'm
Yeah,
going
but
back
do you buy
today.
your clothes there, Press?
Just occasionally, not a lot. Like I will buy things like underwear and socks and sometimes some shorts for golf or,
They don't
stuff
have
like
suits, do they?
that. Not that I, well, you know
they
what?
have
Dude,
dress
they
pants.
probably do.
Pre-done suits?
No, but they-
probably do.
They have dress
Online.
like shirts and dress pants and stuff like that. Oh yeah, online. I didn't even think about checking online.
There's loads of stuff online, yeah. So, all right. Anyhow, this is the end of the haute couture section of the Preston. and
We
Steve program.
covered the topics that matter: natural pools and wearing white after Labor Day. And you know that's what you're talking about this morning.
We do need to take a break. What are we doing here?
Yeah, just some fashion music. There you go.
Yeah, we do need to take a break because we have some B-File stories coming up. We also talk about the Clear the Shelters events coming up. Sheila Watko from NBC 10 is going to be here. We got relationship advice this morning. We are checking in to Brazil with Marisa McNatta, who is there for the Birds game this
Look at the
week.
size of that Jesus.
So we'll take a break and we'll come right back. Stay with us. Back to School A to Z does continue right after this.
Preston and Steve on.
Smoke a little herb and just sit there and
Get
just
lost.
absolutely zone out into it and have no idea why I liked him so much.
Did you ever get inspired to attempt to paint along with him?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
I have no artistic ability whatsoever. I had, at a younger age, I had tried. I had a friend who was a decent artist, and he gave me a canvas and Steve. There was a house with chimney coming out of it, and a daisy and a family. I mean, it was just terrible. It was horrible.
Curly smoke coming
Oh,
out.
yeah, just bad. The sun in the corner.
Yeah, with
you
the
know,
lines
with the,
coming out. Yeah.
with the rays coming out of
You
it.
can't see the whole sun, but it's a quarter.
Anyhow, he said he said about Bruce. He said, I was surprised at how hard he tried. He was like, "How do you do this, John? How do you make this
This
work?"
is terrible.
We're trying to.
It stinks. I can't draw. Why'd you make me do this? I don't want to do it. This is stupid. Like a little kid. I can't draw.
This is stupid.
I tried to draw a cat. Why did you make me do this? God damn it.
He just starts stamping in
Don't want that.
in one spot.
Let's play with the ball. Stupid paint.
He would say,
Told you I don't want to do this.
He would say, "Hey, John, how do you do this? How do I make this work?"
Stupid.
He said, "We're
It
trying."
doesn't look like anything. I'm not good.
No, you are.
I'm not.
No, you are.
I don't like this.
Trust me. It looks good.
It's not that bad.
He's throwing a tantrum. He'd rather go outside and play.
Yeah.
You've never done this before. Cut yourself some slack.
I can't. I'm stupid.
You're not stupid, Bruce.
You stupid.
You just need to work a little harder.
I want some milk.
Okay, we'll go get some milk and then we'll try this again later. Okay.
Bring it in the purple cup.
John. Hey, that's important to a kid.
Oh, of course.
He said, we're trying to figure out how to sell it and give the money to charity. He said, but I was proud of him. He went after it.
Do I get a gold star?
Very proud of you.
I know, but you don't like it because you didn't put it on the refrigerator. So you say things that are not true.
Oh my God.
If you liked it a lot, you would put it on the refrigerator, and you did.
I'm bringing it
and
to
then
work.
you make me feel stupid.
I was so busted
Oh, no.
from the refrigerator to the trash can. What? Why is this in here? I was like, oh, that was a mistake. I don't know what happened. It must have come off with some of the other stuff. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God. I keep that stuff. Kathy throws it away. Jace, come over to my house. We'll appreciate it. Whenever you guys are ready, this is Froggy on MMR. Here we go.
I love nachos. Nachos from 7-Eleven. I know that they're bad for me, but when I eat them, I'm in heaven. 7-Eleven nachos. 7-Eleven nachos. 7-Eleven nachos. Liquid topping tastes so good. Post-band practice, I buy them. I eat them in Fiona's kitchen. Best, worst nachos in the world. They're the only thing I want. 7-Eleven nachos! 7-Eleven nachos! 7-Eleven nachos! You would have some if you could. Seven-Eleven nachos! 7-Eleven nachos! 7-Eleven nachos! I think they taste pretty good. 7-Eleven nachos are like $4.20. That's a funny number, but I should know the price by now, but I really don't. And the cheese is so good, it's all bright orange. Yeah! Oh, nachos! And cheese! Yeah! 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 Wow! 7-Eleven nachos.
I love that. I love the lyric. They taste pretty good.
I love it. And the original recording, I couldn't hear everything where you go, I highly recommend it. I love that. And by the way, you know who's a fan of this band? Nikki freaking Sixx is a fan of Froggy.
He's our best friend. I love that guy.
He wanted a Froggy t-shirt, right? Isn't that the deal? Did you guys get him one?
Oh, yeah. We were like, he was like, how much? We were like, do not even worry about it. We were like, for you, it's free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, my God. That is the best. I love it. So I want to hear, so, you know, when we ask somebody to do a song for us, to do a jingle or whatever, you never know if they'll go, yeah, right, whatever. But these guys were like, oh, of course, we'll totally do that. So we were totally psyched about that. Did it take a while to come up with something, or was it pretty easy to come to you immediately?
It kind of came to us immediately. We kind of used the riff we had in store. We just didn't know what to put lyrics with it, and we're like, this is the perfect riff to do it with. And we had 2 drafts of the lyrics, but we came up with something good.
Okay.
And yeah, we're really excited.
So the world debut.
Yeah.
And what is the title of the song?
No title
No
yet.
title.
It's the
No
Preston
untitled.
Steve
All right.
song.
All
All right. So I'm excited for this, and I want to make sure we get a good recording of it. This might be our only chance to get it. Unless it ends up on an album.
Sure, in the future we will record it.
All right.
yes.
We appreciate that.
November. I guess it's November now.
It is.
Soon.
By the way, let's check this out, and then we'll find out where any gigs and things like that are coming up. So can we get the Preston and Steve song?
Sure.
All right, let's check this out. Froggy, I'm so excited they're here this morning. These guys, they got heart, man. I love it.
Yes.
All right,
Real deal.
whenever you're ready.
We got to have that.
It's Friday. Did you hear that at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's our new Friday anthem if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was outstanding. I couldn't hear exactly what was being said in the middle there.
The third part was no school for me, Mom. I don't want to go. I just want to listen to the radio.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, no, we need that. Yes.
Old
absolutely.
school angst. I love it.
Love it. We're honored.
Do you guys have any gigs coming up that we need to be aware of?
New Year's Eve at Philomoka with Colleen Green and Joe Jack Talcum. It's
Okay.
going to be awesome. Yep, it's our biggest show. And something early December in the works, not fully planned out yet. We're actually taking November off to record a little something.
Yeah, very nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Well, will you keep us apprised of what your dates are, and we'll get them out for you, man.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
thank you.
People who love straight up punk are gonna love this this energy that you guys have.
So that New Year's Eve show, all ages show, or
Yep,
is it
all ages.
Okay. Speaking of ages, how old are we all here? So Morgan, how old are you?
18.
And Brooke?
I'm 18.
And how about you, Fiona?
17.
18, and 17 years old.
They're so damn good, though, man. They really are. It's great.
Hey, what are you guys doing the second or third Saturday in May of 2022?
Nothing that I know of.
all right.
free.
Yeah, just
I'm free.
keep those Saturdays open. Just,
Dude, that would be awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what is he talking about? What is
The
second-
barbecue.
Got it.
And barbecue.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes
Froggy.
Well, this morning I quit my job, so I know I'll be over.
Oh my God. Wait, Brooke, did you quit your job to be here?
Well, not exactly, but today was just the day where everybody was like, do it. Just do it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right,
Like
that's
an
so
hour ago.
punk. That's so punk of you. I love it. And you're wearing a Ween shirt. That's really cool. Have those guys reached out to you at all? Or is it not a Ween shirt?
We've been talking to Gene Ween's son about maybe collaborating on our album. That was a while ago, but I hope he's still interested.
right.
Yeah,
I love Ween
Ween's
so much.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember there was Push Little Daisies.
Yeah.
Was their,
They're out of New Hope, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm a roses are free kind of guy.
I'm a very chocolate and cheese and God Ween Satan girl. Those are my favorites.
Excellent. All right, well, one of the songs we requested, I got a nice slice of pizza here ready for this, was Pizza Ball.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of your LP or your EP that you have, your album?
Sopa de elote translates roughly to corn soup or corn chowder. I picked something random. I was like, guys, I think this will sound weird. We had no idea what to do. Yeah, we just kind of picked.
I love it.
Corn soup is fine. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get one more song out of Froggy this morning, and whenever you guys are ready, we want to hear Pizza Ball.
Woo!
Yeah, all right, let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in live at the Preston Steve Camp Out for Hunger, this is Froggy.
Time to deliver a pizza ball. 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 One time I was 8, my whole family went to the shore, and there's this guy Wayne who's making this clam chowder. It was what he was known for, and it tasted so freaking good. I had like 10 bowls of that clam chowder, and I tell you what, I woke up in the middle of the night. And I said, Mom, I
Yes.
That's awesome. That's so great.
I had to shoot the confetti for Froggy in the end. They finally got pyro, man. I love it. You guys are the best. You are so much fun. We love that you're doing just straight up, just in your face pump.
Yeah.
It is the best. And thanks for writing a Preston and Steve show
of course.
song. We'll make sure we have information on them on our social media accounts, and you can check them out. Let's hear it from Morgan and Brooke and Fiona. This is Froggy. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
You got it.
We love you guys.
We love you.
Rats continue to run rampant in the neighborhood. It's happening in the 3600 block of Germantown Avenue. Residents say the rats are living in a vacant lot that's not being attended to by the owner. Right next to the lot is a barbershop that's owned by DJ DeSinga. He says the rodents are burrowing into the ground and under nearby buildings. He says complaints have been made to the city, but not much has been done about the problem.
Kathy, did you see that the rats actually started a barbershop quartet? It was amazing.
The rats are even finding their way into nearby homes. One resident said it jumped up on my couch and went onto the floor, and it had claws.
Wow.
I would die if that happened to me.
Listen to them. They're beautiful.
Good old days, 20 years from now.
Wait a minute. Can you speed that up?
Oh, my, these will be the good old songs that are on the...
I can't speed it up
Damn
while you're...
it!
Well, no, not while you're actually playing it.
But she'll work on it so we can get an actual
okay.
depiction of the rat barbershop quartet.
Yes, it would be, journalistically appropriate.
Right.
to
Yeah,
get
I mean,
that
come on
a
now.
little bit more
in
accurate.
part
if we
accurate.
can.
Exactly, Preston. That's why you
Actually,
won that
I
award.
think better than speeding it up would be like pitching it up. You know what I mean?
Well, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
somehow or
yeah.
another make it higher. Can you do that? Or
I don't know.
It doesn't
Probably
matter.
not.
You know these will be the good old
That
days.
just sounds like a key change.
Okay. I'm still.
It's all good.
I'm just playing with it a little bit here.
Listen, it was a threadbare concept to begin with.
You've never produced a rat barbershop quartet before, Casey?
Well, no, but you know
call
what?
yourself a major market producer.
I know. All right, so here's.
He was called the Phil Spector of rat barbershop quartet.
The wall of sound.
So with the cold
Wall of
weather months
cheese. So good.
There's a Grammy. You're getting a Grammy.
It's perfect. One more time.
Oh, my God.
They're good. They're really good.
I never thought I'd start my day off this way.
They don't have much else to do. Rehearse their parts.
Yeah, that's why they're so good.
Oh, I'm looking at the video of this, and we saw what we thought was a dead rat on our walk the other day.
No.
And well, it's confirmed. I'm looking at these videos because it wasn't huge, so we
Right.
were like, "Is it a mouse? Is it a rat?" No, it
These,
was a rat.
these are more like like field rats,
Right.
So if you get if you've ever been inside of the
Subway, yeah.
you're gonna see much larger rats.
Hello, 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 my baby. Hello, my God. Hello, my ragtime now.
Even better.
It's so good.
Even better.
Those talented
Hello,
barbershop.
hello, hello, hello.
That's just
And they wear the most adorable little white pork pie
Straw hats and stuff. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. These poor people in Hunting Park are dealing with all these damn rats.
Kathy, you just have to laugh, and same with these guys.
Yeah.
With the cold weather months approaching, neighbors fear the rats will only get more desperate. DeSinger says that he doesn't know how he can bring people safely into his business if there's rats in the drop ceiling. A spokesperson for the Philadelphia Department of Public Health said officials have been in the neighborhood to inspect the rat issue and are currently working to get into the lot legally. It's unclear when the problem will be resolved.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you
Rat. Hello, hello.
All right, two things before we get into Bizarre File. Reminder, today's Tattoo Tuesday. So if you're interested in winning a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo, it's a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing at 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. So text the word tattoo to 39333 right now, and you will be in the running to win that. So that's all you got to do is just text the word tattoo to 39333. Oh, and Piccalilli is here this morning. The Piccalillian in Shamong, New Jersey. Bonnie brought by so much good stuff for us today. It's ridiculous.
Tell me what, wingy.
And this is all in preparation for the game, the birds and Marisa being in Brazil and all this stuff. So they brought by not just your regular, the wing tails and ears, but they brought by Bang Bang Shrimp, Buffalo Long Hots, loaded potato soup, which Casey was just eating, buffalo tail bites, cheesesteaks on pretzel croissants, Mexican street corn nuggets, and the peanut butter explosions. Whoa! I have a $50 gift card to caller number 20 right now at 215-263-WMMR. You got to take the trip to the Pick, South Jersey's King of the Wing, and order carryout now for Friday's game. Just go to piccalilli.com.
They're so friggin' good, honestly.
Order that now. So caller number 20, we're going to take care of you. And while you're calling for that, enjoy these stories.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
We will start with this viral story, a quote-unquote glitch at Chase Bank's ATMs, which allowed customers to withdraw money from their account after depositing fake checks for large sums, has seen a wave of people flaunt their cash online. And it appears some Chase customers wrote checks with outlandish amounts and deposited them to get tens of thousands of dollars that were not theirs, which had some calling it an infinite money hack. But experts say this isn't a harmless life hack, but it's just a case of classic check fraud.
It's check fraud!
Which is punishable by fines and jail time in serious cases. Social media users who tried the hack reported seeing the money initially reflected in their account balance or were able to get cash from ATMs before the fake checks cleared.
Hey, the bank is giving away free money.
However, Chase, one of the oldest banks in the country, was quick to crack down, leading to many customers posting updated videos where they're devastated over huge negative balances in their accounts. One of the most recognizable videos to come out of the short-lived trend showed a man walking out of a Chase branch in Yonkers, New York, and cheering as he fanned out a wad of cash. Three of his friends surrounded him as they all celebrated with their ill-gotten gains. Other videos showed dozens of people lining up outside of branches, allegedly hoping to exploit the glitch. The euphoria was short-lived, though, as people began to share screenshots of their accounts with scarily large negative balances. One visibly stressed man showed pending deductions from his account's balance, one for $31,000 and another one for $7,000. Both were due to an ATM or deposit error.
But wait, I thought it was free money.
Another person showed that his account was nearly $11,000 in the red after taking part in the trend. Jim Wang, a popular financial educator on TikTok, posted his own take on the glitch mania and warned people that they'll face serious consequences for what they've done. He said in the case of this quote-unquote glitch, it was just check fraud. You're going to get into huge trouble if you do something like this. Just because money appears in your account doesn't mean that it's literally yours. If you spend it and are forced to pay it back, you're going to have to figure out a way to pay it back.
I discovered another glitch at a bank, Preston. I walked in with a handgun, and they gave me money.
What?
And what a glitch.
Check fraud can be prosecuted at the state or federal level. The maximum punishment for large thefts of money from financial institutions is a fine of $1 million and up to 30 years of imprisonment. So,
yay.
Don't try it. Don't try it. All right. This is pretty wild. In England, a health trust has launched an investigation after a man was found dead in a hospital. And it was alleged that he may have been dead for more than 3 hours until someone raised the alarm. The 36-year-old, who was not named, reportedly went into a cafe in the main reception area of Sandwell General Hospital in West Bromwich. He sat down and was not seen moving again after 1:30. Over the course of the next 3 hours, staff used the cafe around him. He was just sitting there.
We've got to get this man to a hospital.
Dead. It was reported a security guard found him slumped over at a table around 4:45 p.m. and tried to wake him.
I'll have what he's having.
A hospital insider said that doctors attempted to resuscitate him, but rigor mortis had set in, indicating he may have been dead for several hours. The man had earlier been seen by medical staff where he received treatment and was discharged. The source said the cafe was regularly used by homeless people, which could have been a factor and why he was not checked sooner. A spokesperson said, we're investigating the circumstances around the sad sudden death of a man in our hospital site. The coroner has been informed. All right, this is a scary story, and this happens from time to time. Rose Simone was sunbathing on the Wildwood Beach on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon when screaming started, and she said people were screaming, you hit somebody, somebody's under the truck, stop. Everybody was gathering around the area, and then the cop jumps out of his truck. A Wildwood police officer ran over a woman lying on a towel on the beach, and she was pinned under the low-profile vehicle in the sand. Yeah. Wildwood Police Chief Joseph Murray confirmed that an officer ran over a woman while he was on duty and responding to an unspecified ordinance violation. It happened near Rio Grande Avenue Wednesday. The woman is expected to survive, but she has serious injuries, broken ribs, vertebrae, and a lung injury.
Oh, no.
Many bystanders gather around the truck, some digging in the sand, others working to lift the front end of the full-size pickup off the truck. And apparently they're the ones who saved her.
They saved her life, yeah.
Everybody rushed in. First responders put her on a backboard in the back of a rescue vehicle and transported her across the beach to a waiting ambulance. Investigators remained on the scene for roughly an hour taking photos. On Friday, Wildwood Police Chief Joseph Murray said the officer is normally assigned to the beach and the vehicle was the department's Ford F-150. The chief did not identify the officer or the victim, but said the incident would be investigated by internal affairs. The woman who I quoted at the beginning, Simone, said she had noticed a woman earlier and she was amazed that the truck had struck someone so close to her because she hadn't heard it approaching at all, though it was about 30 feet away. Sometimes, man, we hear about people getting hit by trains and stuff.
Yeah, so
you really don't hear it till it's right up on top of you.
Yeah, and you're also dealing with a cacophony of other things at the beach with the
ocean,
all
wind,
that
all
stuff.
that stuff.
So it's horrifying.
She's alive, but she's seriously injured.
If she hadn't been on sand, it would have been a different story.
Big time. Let's see. How about this lighter story? The Louisville, Kentucky Metro Police Department is looking for someone who's accused of repeatedly pooping on the same person's porch.
No.
The person has allegedly been pooping on a porch in Old Louisville. There are at least 2 reports filed from the person who lives in the area. Another was taken by an officer Wednesday. It's unknown at this time what the suspects looks like. But Roderick Dowell lives across the street. Saw it happen. He said, "Oh, Louisville, man, you're going to see some. You're going to see everything out here. I just happened to be outside, and a white guy walked up. He was looking around. He looked like he was going into the apartment. He looked at the window, looked out, and then he started crapping."
Just like that.
It happened early Tuesday morning. The guy was wearing a T-shirt, gray basketball shorts, and socks on the front porch.
I bet you that guy was wearing a white T-shirt and didn't get a stain on it.
He appeared to look around, do his business, walk away, and then come back and did it again. And the second time, he rang the doorbell.
That's 2 things. This is horrifying, and the guy is very regular.
Dowell said, literally, start crapping, like boom. And he got up and walked off and went back down the street. The homeowner did not want to speak on camera, but did share a video.
Was it Pacino?
He took a moment
I'm not finished. This is such a crock of shit.
Yeah, it is.
He's right.
It was him.
But he took the moment to enjoy the smell of it all.
Yeah. It's a perversion, I guess.
What are you doing out here?
I'm not finished.
Al Pacino loved you in Scent of a Woman.
Oh, my God. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning, friend. All right, I guess we're going to take a break, right?
Yeah.
We got a couple of guests we're going to talk to in a moment. We are going to be checking in with Marisa Magnotta, live from somewhere in Brazil, getting ready. Getting ready for the game on Friday with PhillySportsTrips.com. We're also going to talk to Sheila Wacko from NBC 10. There's a Clear the Shelters event that's coming up. So we'll chat with both of them when we return, so make sure you stay with us. I would go see a show like that for sure. Wow. I had a little adventure yesterday. Do I have time to share a quick story, or should we break?
Yeah, we need to be out. You got plenty of time.
5:42.
I wanted to share this real quick because it's fresh and we'll never get around to it if I don't. But yesterday I went, and I'm not going to say where exactly I went, but I went to a medical appointment.
Right.
Yesterday. It has nothing to do with my butt or my
No.
none of that. It was
It's
something
more
else.
Botox-ish.
No. But anyway, so I show up for this appointment. It's a new appointment for me. I've never been in this place before, and I need to go and fill out some paperwork ahead of time.
Right.
So they asked me to be there about 15 minutes before my appointment. I showed up there about 20 minutes ahead of time. I walk into the reception area, and nobody's behind the reception desk.
Huh.
But I could get into that area. It was a small little office that you come into, and there's a desk, and then the door that leads back to it was, like I said, it was a medical, so there's exam rooms back there. So I'm standing around, I'm waiting, and I wait about 5-10 minutes. Nobody's coming. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking around, and I look behind the desk there, and I see a pair of glasses there. I see a glass with a straw in it. I see a pen with some notes written down next to it. I'm like, people have been here. This is not, I didn't show up to the wrong places. They have 2 offices. I'm like, okay, I came to the right office. I checked. I made sure. I checked my time. I actually spoke to them shortly before I got there. But yeah, you're going to be here. So I'm like, I know I'm on time. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, all right, well, I'll sit down, wait a few minutes, whatever. I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And it's just getting closer and closer to my appointment time. And as I'm waiting, an older woman walks in to the same office. She walks up to the front desk, kind of looks over there. And I go, hey, I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. And nobody's back there. And she had a little bit of an accent. She's like, well, they told me to call ahead.
Right.
And I call, and it says they're closed. And I go, yeah, well, nobody's here. She had kind of like, I can't do a Russian accent, but it was kind of like
I had the appointment.
Well, not that bad. But anyway.
I called on the phone to be here to get teeth looked at, and I come and nothing.
All right, so.
Who are you? With your Mr. Lyle Lovett hairdo.
So anyway, she's standing there.
And on weekends, travel to capital city and watch your ladies while they make a toilet.
So she's calling, and she's like, I'm going to call again. And she
is that
calls,
okay with you, pretty boy?
While she's calling, the phone is ringing on the other side of the reception desk, and it goes to the voicemail, and it says they're closed. And so we're standing around. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm going to wait around for a few more minutes, and if they're not here, I'm going to leave.
But you saw like a cup, like
there were clearly signs. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, it looks like they left in a hurry. I'm like, because they left stuff laying out, and I'm like,
did you start CSIing the site?
Well, I said, I hope it wasn't an emergency or something like that. And she's like, I don't know. And I go, yeah. And I go, because look, and I started pointing out the evidence. The more I think about it, I'm like, well, maybe something did happen.
Did you slide the pencil into the barrel of the gun?
And the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, maybe something's going on back there.
Oh, wow. Now you're like, so you do these escape rooms, so now you're doing something.
I may need Mission Impossible.
Okay,
Casey, if you don't mind, because says that, and then she goes, well, if I could, I would go back there.
I would go back to the rooms.
And I go, well, I could go back there. So we slid a chair over.
You climbed through the window?
And I climbed up over the top of the desk. Now, listen, they don't know this.
Oh, yeah.
And they know who I am, and they're hearing this on the radio now. So I jump up on top of the desk. And if they have security camera footage, they'll see this.
Oh, we want to see that.
So I jump over the desk. Right. And as I'm going back into the offices, I swear to God, this is what I'm thinking, Steve. If I round the corner, I might see dead bodies.
God, dude. You don't know.
I might see, there may have been a crime committed here.
Or
I don't know. So
you might see some whoopee.
No. I wasn't expecting that. Or I'm going to be the hero because somebody's being held hostage at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come in and I'm going to save
Russian
the
lady,
day.
go take care of it.
So I kid you not, I started thinking about my Krav Maga training.
Oh, my God.
You got ready.
And I got ready and I jump over and I'm going, and I swear to God, I'm crouched down like this.
God, I hope they have surveillance video.
So that I would be able to move.
Be safe, hero.
Quickly if I needed to. And I'm like, I've got my back against the wall, and I'm turning and I'm peeking around corners. And I'm going, hello? Hello? And I'm looking around and doing this whole thing. Now, where the big mistake in my training that I didn't do is I didn't grab some type of a weapon.
Yeah.
Some type of thing that I might have
Like
needed.
the
But
straw.
I literally am looking and I'm like, okay, like the FBI would, like I would, quickly look
Yeah.
at it and just move over the other way. And I walk through.
Morning
there's
show host, identify yourself.
It's okay. I'm a broadcaster.
This is the point in the horror movie where you're
Yeah.
like, why would he do that? Why doesn't he just leave?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that, Kathy. You're right. There's a demon.
Well,
at
you
the end
want
of
to
the
try to
hallway.
save the hostages.
So I'm picking it, and there's like 7. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was back there. There's all kinds of rooms that I'm going through, and I'm looking.
The hell is this?
And eventually I see the office is at the end of the hallway, and I'm like, anything's going on, it's down there.
That's the room.
That's where they've got him.
There's a glow coming out from under the door.
And I'm thinking, I literally am thinking there's going to be a guy with his arm around someone with his hand over their mouth and a gun to their head or a knife to their throat. And I circle around and I look and I see that there's nobody there. And I'm like, clear, So, and right
And was
about-
the Russian woman behind you?
No, she stayed
got-
in the
waiting room.
She stayed in
Don't
the waiting
worry,
room.
I have your 6.
And so what I should have done is open the door so she should come in. She could come in and
Thank you.
and have my
Well-
6. But anyway, so I finally there was one other area I didn't go to, which was like it was like a closet. These doors, and I'm like, man, the bodies are in there. And I open it up. No, it's a giant nitrous tank.
Treasure.
I couldn't find anything.
You were back there for very long. What's happening?
Nothing. I was looking.
It's a giant nitrous tank, and right then, I hear, come back. I hear the lady yelling for me.
Help!
She's like, no. She's like, someone's coming. I'm like, I'm busted, man. She's like, because I thought they were going to be in the room when I got out there.
Right.
She's like, no, I saw them go by the door because it had a glass,
Yeah.
a glass out into the hallway, and there was another entrance to the back of the office back that way. She's
Okay.
like, I saw them go by.
Quickly.
So I come running back, and as I step back, they're making their way back into behind the desk, and I look up on the desk. And there's a giant footprint from where I stepped. And I casually walk over, Kathy, and I put my hand. I'm like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And I'm wiping it off.
Clean it
while
off.
I'm talking to him. Never said a word about it.
And they saw you on the other side of the divider?
It was like I was waiting in the room the whole time where I
waiting
was
here.
supposed to be. And they were just running late. They had another thing they had to go do. And so,
What did the Russian lady say?
I thought about telling them. I thought about saying, but I went creeping around in their office.
Yeah, nah, just leave
But
it.
it was the best intention. I thought I was
You
going
were
to be
worried.
saving the day.
It is kind of weird to not unless, did they say it was an emergency of some sort? They knew they had an appointment. Why not leave a little sign back in 5 minutes?
I don't know.
Right.
I
Maybe it
didn't
was
ask.
lunch and they were.
No, it wasn't lunch.
No?
They had to go to the hospital or something was
Okay.
going on. But anyhow, you should have seen me. I was crouched down.
Oh, that's great.
I was crouched down like this. I was in the mode, and it was very surreal. But
That's amazing.
that was a bit of an adventure yesterday.
So that would have been great if they walked in.
Oh
you
my
come
God.
back. You've
What
got
was I gonna
nitrous
do,
tank.
man?
You've got the nitrous tank of your arm.
Yeah.
You've got some of the tranquilizers and yeah.
And you and the Russian lady are.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I didn't know how I was going to explain it
Oh,
if
man,
they
that's
came
funny.
walking in. But I had the best of
Listen,
intentions.
the place was empty. I'm gonna save them.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, it was a great day. Bella Hadid is getting real about her mental health. The 25-year-old model shared a raw post Tuesday saying that her life isn't as picture perfect as it may seem.
Who's this again, Preston? I'm sorry.
This is Bella Hadid.
Bella Hadid.
Is that your favorite Hadid?
I vastly like.
Oh, come
last
on.
week was a Gigi week.
No way.
I have to admit it.
It's got to be.
Yolanda Hadid.
No,
Well, that's the mom, right?
No.
No?
Now you're making fun of this legitimate thing here.
Which one?
Where do you stand?
One lives in the area, right?
Gigi's are
I think two
local,
of them. I
right?
think the mom and the daughter live here.
Well,
Which
I have
daughter?
nothing against Yolanda.
Which daughter, Kat?
Who's
Bella
the-
or
It's Gigi.
Bella or Gigi?
Who just had the baby?
Gigi.
Gigi.
So
I'm
she
gonna say
shared
it one more time. Gigi.
She shared a video of Willow Smith that resonated with her. In it, Smith talked about her insecurities and not feeling good enough. Hadid had also included a gallery of selfies of herself crying and a candid caption about her mental health.
I'm so tired of on on TikTok and Instagram videos of people filming themselves crying.
Oh, that's
you know?
not the first thing you think to do when you're
the crying reaction. Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, I'd like to keep that kind of person.
Yeah, and remember the mom who was busted with the
man.
kid in the front seat?
Trying to make her kid
Trying to
cry.
make the kid cry?
Yep.
There was I just watched one of somebody crying. And I was like, oh God, here we go.
Knock it off.
Another one. But wait, she was opening her own boutique. And that's why she was crying.
She
She
was
was like,
happy?
this has been a long road, and it's finally here, and I'm so happy to bring this to you guys because now you can shop all of my clothes in person.
Let's check in a year when she's crying when it fails.
My clothes. I was like, what is this?
Hey, a lot of small businesses.
I know.
Statistically. All right, well, anyway.
Not mine. My boutique is going great guns.
Hadid wrote, I love you and your words. It made me feel a little less alone, and that's why I'd like to post this. She was commenting on a video of Willow Smith. Hadid reminded followers that they are not alone and there is always light at the end of the tunnel. She said, this is pretty much my everyday, every night for a few years now. Social media is not real.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. For anyone struggling, please remember that. Sometimes all you've got to hear is that you're not alone. So from me to you, you're not alone. I love you. I see you and I hear you.
Oh, it's just like the Na'vi in Avatar.
I see you.
Yeah.
Self-help and mental illness, chemical imbalance is not linear, and it's almost like flowing roller coaster of obstacles.
Okay, now she's losing me.
Ups and downs and size to size. Listen, people obviously, struggling with
depression.
Depression is a real thing. It's terrible, but you've got conflicting things here. Social media is not real, she writes. Anyone struggling? Listen, you can find support on social media, but you can also find exactly what is pushing you down.
And pushing your buttons. It is a construct. And we've said before, initially, when it had a much more benevolent, at least to me, it felt that way in the early, you're on this too, hey.
Yeah.
And there is a very, very destructive part of social media now. If you're going to be on it, know the difference and don't let the heavy stuff bring you down, man.
She wrote, anyways,
Right, Yolanda.
not sure why, but it feels harder and harder to share my truth on here. Thank you for seeing me, and thank you for listening. I see you.
33 WMMR.
We go from the streets of Philadelphia to the beaches of Brazil as Marisa Magnata is in Rio de Janeiro as we speak on this Brazilian trip with PhillySportsTrips.com to see the Birds play on Friday.
It's unbelievable.
We join her via Zoom right now. Marisa Magnata! How you doing, Marisa?
Oh, boy.
Audio.
Of course. Yeah, we have no audio.
No audio. Hold one second, Marisa.
We don't have any audio.
Use your semaphore
Wait,
flags.
you're in the Vox Pro. You're on the wrong.
No, that's the Zoom right there, bud.
My bad.
No, it was the Vox Pro was this. Yeah. Music from our friends at Philly Bloco. But
all right, hey, 1 second.
You know what? This is what we do from now on every time we have a Zoom.
Listen, it's all Brazil is far away, by the way.
Yeah.
So don't expect to hear everything from Brazil.
Yeah, just every other thing.
Yeah, can you just casually walk down the street in Philadelphia and hear Brazil? No.
Maybe because it happens every time.
Every time.
Maybe we could get someone in here that could fix that for us.
I would think it would be too jarring to our listeners to have it come off right the first time.
They would.
I think there's a sense of comfort in knowing that we're going to fail a few times.
And they wait for this. They wait for us to introduce the guest and then not hear anything.
It humanizes us. If we were constantly perfect all the time, we would be aloof. We don't want that.
We can actually see Marisa very clearly right now. She's standing in front of there's an ocean crashing right behind her. She's obviously in Rio de Janeiro. It's a little bit cloudy, but beautiful. They're only an hour ahead of us.
Right.
So that actually makes this pretty easy to connect. And so it looks like maybe we're going to do a phone call because Marissa's now holding up her iPhone, and I don't know if she'll call in the hotline or not, but
maybe she can call in on the hotline and tell them how to fix it.
Think about this. We live in a day and age where someone can use a telephone to call us from Brazil. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
If you think about all the technology involved.
I mean, Zoom is an issue as well. All right, she's calling. I see her calling. We're watching. It's rare that you get to see a person place a call to you.
We're watching her call.
We're watching her physically dial right now.
Like you don't ever, that the phone doesn't start as someone is thinking about calling you.
No.
And we're getting to watch that part of the process.
I can't say that I've ever done that before.
No. And maybe that's a feature that should be included.
Pick up a phone and actually dial. Now, I don't see the phone ringing at all here.
Well, I guess you want everything.
I want some things, most things,
You
like
mean the
audio
things
on my Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Not even ringing.
Marissa, it's not even.
Wait. Okay.
Not even ringing. Steve, don't get me excited because it's not going to happen.
Well, what I did say before is if Preston, you are a certified diver. You know the chalkboards that you write messages on.
Yes.
Or we
can communicate that way.
Right. I'll go up. Surface.
I think, Marissa, by the way, can you hear us on your end? Yeah, she says thumbs up. So why don't we ask you questions and then you write them down. You write down the answers, hold them up, and then I'll read them to the audience.
Isn't it amazing that we live in a day and age where someone can write us messages from Brazil?
All right, from what I understand, Marissa's now on the Xfinity mobile guest line, so we'll go to her there. Hi, Marissa, can you hear me?
Oh, hi, guys.
Hey, wait a minute. Now we're getting the Zoom audio.
So now
Hang
we
on.
can get her on Zoom?
Speak on.
Oh, wait, I can mute it over here. Wait.
Now it works.
No, it works.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Now, we can't see you because there's a big menu in front of your face. There we are. How you doing, Marissa? Oh, my God.
I just had to put my headphones back in. Can you hear me on Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we needed to do this maiden voyage because we're going to be checking in with you for the rest of the week. So we got this 45-minute bug out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't ask me to really write down because I don't have paper around here. I'm in heaven.
Yeah. And heaven has no paper.
Where
They have
exactly
no paper
are
and
you,
pen around
Marissa?
there. So we're on the beaches of Rio de Janeiro. If you look down the coastline, here, I'll just take you guys with me down that way.
Yep.
Is past that little tunnel right there is Ipanema and Copacabana. And then this is
Favorite songs.
right.
Those
I've
are two
been
great songs.
humming them the entire time. And then this is Matt's telling me what is it? Sal Condrado is the name of the beach that we're at right now.
It looks gorgeous. It's a little overcast. What's the temperature there right now, Marissa?
So right now it's about 70 degrees. It's been teetering around the high 80s, 70s for the past few days. It is a little overcast, but as soon as you come outside, it's beautiful.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Brazil is in South America, correct?
You are correct,
Okay.
Steve. Thank you for studying up.
Marissa, real quick, tell us about the journey getting down there and with PhillySportsTrips.com.
Guys, it was quite a long one. It was a flight to Miami on Friday afternoon. And then once we landed in Miami, we had a little bit of a layover. And then from there, we got on a plane to Rio. That was a 7.5-hour flight. But it was overnight, so we all slept. There was one lone Packers fan on our flight.
Oh, no.
And it was pretty funny. We were all kind of talking to her. I mean, obviously, guys, everyone's friendly around here. We're all traveling to Brazil for a football game, so all friendly. She, though, made a claim, which is starting to prove true, that Brazil has the largest amount of Packers fans. Or I should say, Brazil's number one NFL team is the Packers because of the colors.
All
The
right.
flag is the same color as the Packers colors.
Well, then it makes sense that they're down. They're bringing them down for this inaugural event. So,
Absolutely.
okay.
Where you are right now and the general area looks lovely. This is pretty much a resort area you're in right now?
100%. Like I said, these are the beaches. The town, the city is more down the coastline.
Okay.
This is very resorty. And when we got here on Saturday morning, I mean, this beach behind me was packed. Volleyball everywhere. People just kicking soccer balls around. This is actually a huge surfing beach. So we've been watching people surf literally all hours of the night. It doesn't go to bed around here. When night falls, they turn on lights. So the whole beaches are lit up.
Wow.
Cool. Marissa, I was chatting with a friend over the weekend about your trip, and he reminded me, because I had forgotten that not that long ago, the World Cup was there, the Olympics were there in Brazil. So are there a lot of the infrastructure still there from those events, and will any of those be used for the Eagles-Packers game?
So we're in Rio. The game is actually in Sao Paulo, which is about a 5-hour drive or about a 1 to 90-minute flight south. So we'll be traveling over there. That's kind of what everyone's been doing, is staying in Rio for the quote unquote vacation part of it, and then traveling down there for the game. So yesterday we went to Sugarloaf Mountain, which is a couple miles from Christ the Redeemer. You could see it in the skyline there. They did have some pieces from the Olympics. They had a statue from the Olympic mascot. I took an awesome picture. It's on PrestonandSteve.com right now.
All right.
And they were selling, merch left over from the Olympics, which just like if you were to travel anywhere where Olympic would be, of course you would still buy the merch.
So one of your posts yesterday, you're talking about how you're obviously you're there with Philly Sports Trips and you're surrounded by people who are it's just a wonderful feeling. A little slice of Philly gets transported down there. But outside the trip, are you seeing a fair amount of people from Philadelphia who came down of their own volition?
100%. Steve, the Go Birds chants are just everywhere, whether it's an Eagles chant at the top of Sugarloaf Mountain or when we were going and waiting for our vans to go back. Somebody would just pass us in a bird's hat and just go Birds.
Oh, that's cool.
And, I mean, it's just like Philly, But even Matt and I went for a bike ride up the coast and saw somebody wearing an Embiid jersey. So just like anywhere, the sports travel, but there is a sense of Philadelphia here in the town.
So, and you were traveling to the statue today of Christ the Redeemer?
Yep, that's why we were up early. Philly Sports Trips, these guys, I know I said it before, but they have everything beautifully organized. There are vans waiting outside that we're going to get on. And there's 2 sessions of it. We take a train to the top and then get out there. And yesterday it was tram cars. So it was the first time I've ever ridden in one of those huge gondolas.
They're cool.
Like 25-person gondolas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Stephen, there was 2 of them. So we went up one, got off to one part of the mountain, and then got up another one. It was great.
Wow. So how many people are on this group trip together? Any idea?
There's about 100, I think I said.
That's nice.
And only 27 bags didn't make it to Rio.
No.
Hey, I'll tell you this though. I know those guys. We were talking. The Philly Sports Trips folks are very comprehensive. So I guarantee they're hard at work at getting everybody what they are traveling.
Oh
with.
my God. Yeah, of course, that was nobody's fault but the airline, I guess you could say. But it happens, right? We're all used to it at this point. It's just what's happening. But they were right on top of it, and they were helping everybody out. I think almost everybody has their bags, but it's kind of funny.
Are you right now at the resort where you're staying?
I am, so I can actually turn around.
Yeah, by the way, Marissa's joining us via Zoom, and you can watch live right now on our YouTube channel. See us.
Nice.
Oh, my God, look at that.
So
it's a big cylinder.
Wow.
That's our room right about there.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's a pool. Obviously, it's a little early, and it's Tuesday, so it's not as lively as it was on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, as soon as we woke up on those days, this place was cranking.
Marissa, is there a signature cocktail that one has in Rio de Janeiro?
Matt, what's the name of the cocktail? Caparini.
Caparini.
Caparini. And what's in it?
Okay.
Colostomini.
Caipirinha.
Okay, it's a sugarcane fermented cocktail with rum. There's also another juice called guarana, which Alex Holly had told me to drink, which was just a local fruit drink. It comes in cans, and I actually had some fresh one at one of the welcome parties. It was delicious.
So you got to watch those because the next day you wake up in a brothel in Sao Paulo. Yeah, you don't want that.
I will say, guys, I know there are lots of concerns about, safety and travel, but there's been nothing but kindness from everybody around here. You don't want to be dumb. You're not wandering into parts of the neighborhood where you're not supposed to be. But we've traveled up and down the coastline, and there's great little, I should have showed you guys while we were up there, there's these little huts everywhere, and they're little just like beachside restaurants. So one of them was a great seafood and Italian restaurant that we stopped at.
Wow.
There's been live music everywhere. It's really great.
Nice. All right, you seem to be on the move. Where are you walking to right now?
Well, so I'm heading in because I believe a group of Eagles fans should be here. So I was wondering if you guys maybe can catch some of these guys.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
We can say hello.
Yeah,
it's a lot quieter now that the Eagles fans have stepped inside. It was very loud out here a few minutes ago.
It's a big-ass lobby.
Yeah, guys, this place is just beautiful.
Yeah. The look at the...
Did everybody leave already?
No, they left.
Oh my God, guys! There is one last van that is waiting for us. I realized we left. All the Eagles fans left already.
Marissa's all of a sudden picking up pace and is halfway running to get to the van.
You're going to miss Christ the Redeemer. They're going to take you to...
I'm going to miss Christ the Redeemer.
They'll take you to Conan the Barbarian.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
to
that's
see,
pretty
too.
cool. That's
Yeah.
a 500-footer.
All right, Marissa, back outside now. She's
running.
Hey,
She's running.
Just look at this beautiful hotel, guys. I mean, like every day there's 10 vans.
I would kick her ass if I was ready.
Vince is here. Vince has made sure that.
Wait.
Hey, Vince, want to go live on the radio?
Hey!
Hey, there he is! What's up, Vince? How you doing, man? Nope, we're losing our signal, unfortunately.
He's about to say, I hate all of you.
Yeah. I could see that. I could read his lips right then and there. We're losing the signal. It is now officially breaking up, Marissa.
right.
Marissa, can you hear me?
So I'm going to chant. It'll be perfect timing. And we come out, and there is nobody here.
It's all good. It's
They
all
all
good.
left.
Everybody
All right, can you guys talk to us?
Yeah. So did they already take off?
Oh, no, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I think it's like a major delay right now.
Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Listen, we'll let you guys go about your business. And Marissa, head on your tour. And we're going to be checking in with Marissa every day this week for the game, obviously, in Brazil and Sao Paulo. They're in Rio de Janeiro right now. So I don't know if you can hear us or not, guys.
Can you guys hear us?
Signal's breaking up, so we're going to wrap up now.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, but we will we'll check in with you later on. We'll follow you online, all the pictures and the tours and all that stuff. But the signal's getting kind of crappy, so we'll let you go. But have fun today,
All right.
Marissa. We'll
Sorry
talk to you
about
soon.
that, guys.
No,
No
it's all
problem. It's
good.
great.
She is, as we speak, enjoying Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. I've always wanted to go there.
Even overcast, it looks pretty glorious.
Preston, you ever had a caipirinha? That was the drink she's describing. They're really good. It's kind of like a Brazilian version of mojito.
Okay, it looks like it.
Yeah, and you can get them in some restaurants around here, like Fogo, I think, serves them. But
Do you think there's a good faux alcohol-free version of that?
Probably.
I
yeah.
might have to try that.
Yeah, and Steve, it's like kind of a refreshing alcoholic drink.
All right.
So yeah, be up your alley.
Nice. All right. Well, it's underway, and Marissa, she said they're doing all kinds of adventures, so we'll check them with her over the course of the next couple of days leading into the game on Friday. Now, something completely different. We are going to switch gears now,
but with the flavor of Brazil.
Okay, if you want to do it that way, you could. But it's a Clear the Shelters event that is coming up. It is nationwide. And we would like to welcome from NBC 10, Sheila Watko.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, we are happy
I've been a fan since I think I was in high school. My friend Joni and I used to listen on the bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Where did you go?
I went to, RIP, St. Basil Academy in Jenkintown. It closed in 2021.
Oh.
It was an all-girls Ukrainian Byzantine Rite school. I'm not Ukrainian, but the neighborhood is. It was cool. We all took Ukrainian for a semester, I guess a quarter. So I can say, Dobre den, good morning.
Oh, very good.
Are you the reason the school closed down? What did you
Probably.
do? Yeah. What did you do? No, but this is a very cool to have you here. We support this event.
Yes. I know you guys are big supporters. Steve, I know you and Claire are big rescuers yourselves, which is
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I foster myself.
Yes, excellent. And this is honestly, there's a bad problem now because post-pandemic, believe it or not, we can still reference post-pandemic scenarios. One of the casualties of this was the amount of pets that were brought into homes and adopted at the beginning of that are now being abandoned and ending up on these shelves. So there's a lot of love to be adopted out there, correct?
Yes, so much love. Oh my gosh, just you saying that actually makes me feel like my heart's breaking. It's so sad. And then the problems, and I know you're familiar with TNR, but it's just the cat population's out of control in the city, and they just keep breeding, and then they're trying to be rescued, and there's just no space in these rescues anymore. It's really, really awful. But we can help with Clear the Shelters. So this Saturday, it's going to be across the tri-state area, but also, like you said, across the whole country. But there's up to, I believe now, over 70 shelters and rescues in our area participating. They're going to either waive or reduce adoption fees. Some of them offer deals like you want kittens to be adopted together so that they grow up together and kind of get that energy out. So
I always say to do that.
Yes.
And by the way, if you have 2 pets in the house, both those pets will statistically live longer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. It
They
just
have a
happens.
friend.
They're engaged. Yes.
It's so true. Yeah.
That's what I did with my cats. I got 2. Well, because before that,
Kathy, you have cats too.
I had 1, and I always felt bad. Anytime I left, anytime I went somewhere, I'm like, he's there by himself. So I said, next time I get cats, we're going to we're going to get 2, and that's what I did.
And listen, if you're taking care of 1, you can take care of 2. It's not, that's not much of a problem. But the truth is, this is a very effective thing. It works pretty well, the clear the shelters concept.
It does.
So you guys are going to be out and about as well at the various locations?
We will. So I'm going to be at the Pennsylvania SPCA this Friday to promote it. I'll be at ACT Philly, and then a few blocks away on Saturday at the Pennsylvania SPCA. But someone's going to be, I believe Ted Greenberg is going to be at Homeward Bound Adoption Center in Blackwood. And then we've got Siobhan McGurl. She's going to be out at the Brandywine Valley SPCA. So we have kind of reporters at different spots to kind of give us updates. And we're going to do a live streaming show at 9, which will be kind of cool. I think it's going to air on NBC 10 as well.
All right, now, Sheila, it's not just cats and dogs, though, right?
It's not just cats and dogs. Preston, I'm glad you asked. They've got bunnies. They've got guinea pigs. Some rescues have things like turtles and kind of more birds, interesting animals. And last year, I don't know if you guys know my friend Miguel Martinez Valle, but he was anchoring the show, and I was holding a little guinea pig, and he's never seen one. And he's like, "Can I see the hamster?" And then I kept calling it a piggy, and he's like, "Is it a pig?" And I was like, "No, it's a guinea pig." So he's hilarious. But and you mentioned how successful it is. Last year, local adoptions were 957 on that day.
Whoa.
Throughout the month-long campaign, 5,181.
Wow. It's excellent.
It's excellent.
So the thing to do is remember you're going to save some money up front.
Yes.
Obviously, assess your situation.
Yes.
If you can bring a pet into the house, there is food and there's other costs that are involved. In a lot of ways, though, you can, it's not as difficult as you would think it is, but you have to be committed to it. You're not picking up a toy or something like that. So have your heart in the right place. If you're committed to doing this and getting a pet, it's a great idea. And again, this is the best time to do it because you're going to save on that initial cost.
Steve, I'm so happy you said that because I always like to hammer that point home.
Yeah.
Because some people are like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go pick up a dog." And it's like, no, you are committing to their lifetime.
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, there's so many ways to help. You can always volunteer. They always look for donations. You can foster I do. And
you can go walk dogs.
You can go walk dogs, yes.
And pet the cats or whatever. But the best thing to do, the most responsible thing to do, the best thing you can do for the animals is to assess your ability to take care of the animal before you bring one in the house. But once you do, they bring so much. They're awesome.
There's nothing like it. There's truly nothing like it. And a few of you guys know. What about Casey, Nick?
Oh,
you guys have pets?
Yeah.
Everyone here has pets?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nick has a manatee.
I don't have. Well, I rent that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're on dog watch. It's just a matter of time, and when we eventually get a dog, it'll be through an event like this.
He's going to fall hard. He's going to fall hard. Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely will.
Yeah, and the cat that we adopted her as well. So it's just a great event, and if you get a chance to go out and support them, you absolutely should. By the way, how are you this perky this morning? Because it's off the charts.
Well, she just had a coronary getting here that actually caused an adrenaline
did. So
rush.
now so I do traffic. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this. I don't actually drive or have a car. So I took the Schuylkill this morning in an Uber, and it was extremely stressful. I thought I gave myself a little time cushion. It was not enough.
Wow.
So I was quite stressed out.
You don't have a car?
I can drive.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I've driven like 4 times
the technical
last year.
capabilities of driving.
I understand the concept and can put it into practice.
I assume you live in the city then.
I do.
Walking distance?
Walking distance, a short Uber if it's cold or raining or sketchy.
Well, you know what? Ken Burns didn't fight in the Civil War, and yet he covered it pretty well.
There you go.
Good point.
Do you do the little rental bikes and things, the bike share or anything like that?
I'm so embarrassed. I actually can't ride a bike.
She can drive, but she can't ride a bike. Where did you grow up, and where are your parents? I need to talk to them.
They're listening right now because they're in Glenside, and I know they're like, Sheila.
It's part of the Ukrainian upbringing. They don't have bikes.
I was taught to ride a bike. In my parents' defense, we used to go to Queen of Peace and drive around that little circle in the parking lot. But I don't know. Then I didn't do it for 10 years, and I can't anymore.
How are you with area roads? And I'm going to preface this question by saying one time we sent Kathy up in a helicopter, and this is not she had a hard time identifying the roads from up on high.
No. The reason I had a hard time identifying the road is because
she was drunk.
Petrified to be in a stupid little helicopter.
I could see that.
So I didn't actually care what was below me. I just wanted to be back on the ground.
Stupid little helicopter.
Kathy, I'm so scared of the helicopter. I've not gone up in one, so I can't even imagine.
Reporting from the stupid little helicopter, it's Kathy Romano.
Listen, like Penn Star or Jeff Sat, like those are like I think I would feel safer in that.
Yes.
This was like, it had glass all around me. I was like, why are they doing this to me?
And I feel like you and I probably know the roads from an aerial view on the map because that's what we look at all day. But also when you're looking at it in real life, that's not a map graphic. And you're in that little tiny...
You're in that helicopter.
No, I would be freaking out. Everything goes out the window. Like, where am I? I don't know these roads. So, girl.
Okay.
Wait,
Wait, hold on.
helicopter?
There it is. What else? Can you swim?
I can swim. Yes, it's not like pretty, but I can definitely.
How
I
are
love
you?
to swim.
How are you on stairs?
Yeah, you're pretty good with stairs.
Listen, adult tricycles are a thing now, and that's what I rent. And it has a little basket on the back, so my friends love it because they load me up with all their stuff, and I ride a little bit
I
behind.
will say, tricycles, they seem more sturdy and stuff, but I don't.
Oh, you don't think they are?
I don't think they
They're
ride
hard
as
to
well.
turn.
They're hard to turn.
We have a trike as well.
They
It's
are hard to turn.
You have to take, like,
You
hold
can't because
on.
you can't lean.
Preston, you have a trike?
I have a trike.
Who can't ride a bike?
No, he can ride a bike.
No. We have bikes too.
Okay.
Preston,
I was like,
That is not my only mode.
So if
Preston,
someone owns a
I'm
bicycle, it doesn't mean they have it because they can't drive.
just me.
Preston,
on my own.
I'm thinking we teach her to ride a bike at camp out.
Oh,
Pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
No,
I'd be
here's
down
what
for
we're gonna
that.
do. We're gonna go hardcore. We're gonna do the BMX thing.
Oh my
We're
God.
gonna.
Yeah.
I just need a helmet and some wrist pads and some shin guards.
Yeah.
No,
Listen,
we'll
I
make sure
see
you're
people.
Give me the works.
Anytime you ride a bike, put a helmet on.
Yes.
I see people all the time riding bikes. With
It's
no
so
helmets.
preventable. Just wear a helmet.
Just put a helmet on, man. It's not that hard.
Where do you ride your trike? Around the city?
When I go down the shore, I rent a trike. So I don't go very often, but my family went a few years ago. And then last year I went on a bachelorette party to Rosemary Beach. And they rented bikes. And I was like, guys, I tried it and it wasn't safe. So I called them. I was like, hey, can I trade this out? And he brought a pickup truck with a trike in the back. And then, woo!
Here she comes. All badassing down the road.
They see me rolling.
She's like a sorority version of Jigsaw from the Saw movies.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I really like this camp out idea.
All
I'm
right.
down.
All right.
I feel like I got to learn from the best, and you guys are the best of the
And
best.
your own news
so.
channel can cover the temporary morgue we set up.
All right. Well, listen, we do have to take a break, but we're going to remind you one more time, Sheila, the information about Clear the Shelters, please.
Yes. Okay. So this Saturday is the big day, the big celebration. Clear the Shelters. Over 70 shelters and rescues in the area are going to waive or reduce adoption fees. I know for a fact they're all listed at nbc10.com/clear the shelters. Clear the Shelters also has its own website. I'm sure it's on your guys' site as well.
10-year anniversary, too. It's a big one.
Yes,
Yep.
it is the 10-year anniversary. I didn't even mention that. My gosh. I'm just excited to be here, so I forgot some details. But it's going to be awesome if you've been thinking about opening up your heart and home. There's so many animals that would really
It'll pay
love your
off
love.
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do a good thing.
Tune in to NBC 10 because they'll be covering the whole thing.
Yes, the
That's
whole
this
morning.
Saturday. ClearTheShelters.com. Excellent. All right, Sheila, great to see you.
Thank you guys for having me. This was so much fun hanging out.
Excellent. All right, Sheila Watco. For NBC 10, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
If you've ever
Look at this picture here on Instagram. You had to hold the camera.
All right, what we're looking at is a picture of her crying. It's a close-up of her tears. She's looking away, and I mean that looks like a posed photograph.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
I have
so-
never cried and been like, hold on, let me get my
I got an update to the new OS. 1 second here. Wait a second. Why is this thing going through?
Wait, the flash is on.
How do you flip the camera? I can't flip the camera.
You have to angle it just right.
I mean, this is ridiculous. This is.
The light isn't right. Wait 1 second.
I need another one. Hold on.
Can you come take this for me, please?
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking about when I'm crying.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She keeps opening the wrong app that looks like the app for the
No,
phone.
that's not the Instagram. No, that's
If you thought that Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga looked like a couple in love at the 2019 Oscars, it's because they planned it that way. I know that she has already said that, but he is finally saying something. He was talking to the Hollywood Reporter on Wednesday, and he had said that he wanted the performance to mimic the scene in the movie in order to help him manage his own fears about singing live. So I get it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
He's playing a role.
And by the
Here
way-
he is in front of a bunch of musicians Because it was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was at the Oscars.
At the Oscars, it's in front of the world, basically.
Yeah,
he's singing this song. They obviously have a very strong friendship.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was. So it's friends, lovingly.
And
you know,
they're performers.
Yes, they're liars.
They know they're playing a role. They're having fun with it.
They're paid liars.
So Cooper added, he said he shared, just from a personal standpoint, it reduces the anxiety level.
Well, listen, we're very good friends with Bradley Cooper.
We are.
And we know the way he is.
Incredibly
And we
close.
know how nervous he gets in situations like this. So if you knew him the way we knew him.
Steve, I sometimes will just place my hand on his knee.
Yeah.
And just a little touch. Yeah. A little human touch.
Makes a difference.
Calms him down a bit.
Yeah. I can't believe you guys haven't brought up the fact that, like, Steve and I look at each other like that when we sing the Safe Light song.
Absolutely.
We totally get
It's
that.
so beautiful.
Right?
True.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I just thought I'd let you guys have that. I didn't want to bring it out into the open.
I always say, find someone in your life who looks at me the way Casey looks at me during the Safe Light song.
Yeah.
Can we get that right now? Can you guys do that?
Casey's so emotional.
I just love him so much.
Let's do it. We can do it. Ready?
You want the microphone for a
All right,
dad?
turn away and then turn and look at each
Okay.
other. All right.
Hang
Just
on
give us a
I
countdown.
got to get into character.
All right, hold it,
Okay.
everybody. 3, 2, 1.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Oh.
God.
The
Wow.
lovely kiss was
That
blown.
was-
If we could get it, I don't know if it's possible to get a split screen on that or not.
And see, there's no
play that
real love there. That's all acting. They lie.
Well, you know what? You can't sing those words without being moved. They're not only repaired, but replaced.
Yes, as if the repair wasn't enough.
You fixed me, and then you made me all new again.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And they'll
I'll
come-
repair
they'll-
you. I will
I
never
will come
replace
to where
you.
you are if you're at your daughter's dance recital.
That's right.
Bradley Cooper added that they kind of fall in love in that scene in the film. It's that explosive moment that happens to them on a stage in front of thousands of people. And it would have been so weird if we were both on stools facing the audience. So that's why they did it that way.
This is actually the first time that they rehearsed. They sang the Chicken Pot Pie song, Preston.
Wait, do you want to do Safe Light Repair like that now? We're looking at the video where they're kind of heads leaning against each other. Oh, no. Oh, yes, we're going to get this now.
Hey, go on.
Well, you got to come behind because you got to come behind me because you're taller.
Like this?
Yeah.
We are getting this on camera, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
where's the camera at?
Right
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you count us off, Preston?
3, 2, 1.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Dear God in heaven.
Wow.
How was that? Was that good? Thank you.
I was convinced.
Bravo!
Thank you. Can I just? We are involved with other people.
Yes.
I have the deepest respect for Diane, and I know Casey.
And I,
loves
Claire.
her, yeah,
And your cats.
and my cat.
More on the creepy side for me.
You don't know what that song means to us.
I know, I guess.
Sounds a little jealous, does she not?
I'm getting that. We have
I think
to look.
you guys. I don't think you were harmonizing though. I think you were in unison on that.
Our hearts were harmonized.
So the monetary donations for Camp Out for Hunger continued until the day before Thanksgiving, and the final tally of money that you donated at Acme Markets is $1,454,710.
Just amazing.
And that added to our final monetary donation, with everything added in, for Camp Out for Hunger this year was $1,802,000 to help feed people in this area.
Oh my God! Another banner year.
$1.8 million, and you put that on over 2.3 million pounds of food.
I mean, again, another situation where you figured, how are they? How are we going to get to that point? How are we going to top the miracle that was last year? And look what people just step up. They're amazing.
Yep, it's pretty incredible. So thank you. Before we get into our concert announcement and music news, Nick, what were you laughing so hard at right before that started? Or do we even want to know?
You want to know?
Okay. I would just want to take a seat, Preston, and I got my little chair here.
Oh.
Oh, and I didn't do it again. Oh, there we go. And somehow, Casey found a way to rig it so that it just slowly descends.
I took video. I took video.
Okay.
You did?
How'd you do this?
All right, so stand up and you'll see.
Because it'll go back up.
Yeah.
So there's a handle that will allow you to lower the seat.
Yeah.
And I assume he taped it, right?
He tied it.
I tied it with a bandana.
That took work. I'm impressed.
So it just sinks down slowly.
I was just so
kinda
glad.
cool.
I didn't know how I was going to react, and I was just so grateful that it didn't like
Slam down.
and have you fall.
You got to be careful.
All I heard was everybody in on this but me?
You had your headphones on. I think.
saw Casey come over here and tie it, and I go, "Are you trying to kill him?" And he goes, "No, but his chair will sink when he sits in it."
Where'd you get that idea?
I don't even know.
It came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. I saw the bandana sitting there.
Okay.
And Nick wasn't there. I was like, I wonder if I could. I mean, it was like lightning fast how the synapses were firing.
Okay. Not as permanent, but definitely some pain involved. Florence Pugh, the actress, recently pierced her nose, but confessed that she fainted in the process.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Really?
She captioned an Instagram photo that says, "When you want to be a cool grown-up and get a cool new piercing and you instantly fail, go green and then faint."
All right, so Kathy, did you faint when you got your not your ears pierced, but like you got your belly button pierced? And
Nah, I didn't.
She had a nipple pierced.
I didn't
know.
faint.
I didn't want to bring that up.
What's that?
I didn't want to
How
bring
can
that
you
up.
not bring that up? You're obligated to bring that up. Are you kidding me?
Case, my problem is looking at it. If I see it happen, I'm out like a light.
Okay, so Florence went with the septum, the middle part.
Okay.
I dig. I like a nose piercing, like the
off to the side.
Yeah, the nostril.
Yeah.
What do they call it? That's usually a stud, is it not? Yeah. Stud.
Yeah, the septum thing, sometimes it looks like you got boogers hanging out of your nose.
It's just gross.
I don't like that. Yeah, the booger thing is real.
I do like the stud.
Yeah.
I think that can be cute.
It's good if you're a bull. I think it works quite nicely.
My girlfriend has one.
She has a septum piercing?
Yeah.
She does?
I didn't know that.
I never even noticed.
Yep, she has it. She doesn't wear it all the time, and she removed it for several years, and then put it back in recently, and it never closed, which she was surprised by. I was as well. Yeah, but looks good on her.
What does she wear? Is it a hoop?
Like a little hoop. Yeah,
there it is.
A little hoop.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that I don't like that. I just prefer the stud. But so speaking of bull, Steve, when I was a kid, we had the shower curtain rings.
Yes,
I would take those off the shower curtain and put them in my nose like I was a bull.
Startling revelation on the Preston and Steve show this morning.
Okay.
Casey Boy, producer, admitted he used shower rings to look like a bull. We go down to Jim Ilkushevsky outside of One Bala Plaza. Jim, what's going on out there? Crowd has already started to form, Tom. People want to get the exclusive on the interview.
Okay.
Can I go down for an interview?
All right, so let me ask you this. Would you look in the mirror and make noises?
Well, I don't know about the noises, but everything I did. Dude,
Did you make a face?
I spent so much time in front of the bathroom mirror as a child. I used to pierce my own ears. I would I spent a lot of time making fases and
Wow.
I know.
But I'm
You guys make fun of me.
Yeah.
And then he would go back to college.
I was just curious what level you took it to. Would you actually stomp on the ground?
No.
You weren't gonna do anything
That'd
like
be
that?
stupid, Preston.
Yeah, come on, man.
He was just making faces in the mirror.
It's just silly. By the way, to make Casey feel better, if you've ever taken a shower ring and pretended to be a bull, text in and let us know.
Please
about
let
it.
us know.
And if you have one now and you could do a picture, we'd love to see it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Without a doubt, I am not the only one to ever do that.
No, listen, I'm sure. I'm
Without
sure
a
I've
doubt.
done it, for Christ's sake.
Somewhere in America
Yeah.
has done it.
There's probably a commune of people who do nothing but that.
Here's a supportive one.
Is that a BR commune? Yeah, that's a bull ring
Here,
commune.
this says, I used to pretend I was the bull in the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And this guy, he and his cousin used to put helmets on and use red tablecloths to charge at each other like bulls. But he
One
didn't
was a
think,
bull and one was the matador.
Yeah.
He says, didn't think of the shower curtain ring, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The accessory you never knew you needed.
I know this is like Hollywood celebrity news, but why did they put the ring in the bull's nose? What was that all about?
You know, I think that's how they would actually lead the bull.
Yeah, I think they could connect. They could connect a lead to it.
Okay,
and
that makes
or they could essentially leash them up somewhere, and they're not going to go anywhere.
And isn't the fact that most bulls are goth, sort of? They're
I think so.
cages and stuff.
Yeah, they do the ear stuff.
Body
too.
mod.
Yeah. All right, let me see. Nick, anybody texting in? One person said they've done the shower curtain ring in the nose thing, but I don't know if they were pretending to be a bull or not.
No, it could have been, something entirely
I
different.
don't necessarily. I wasn't. You guys said I was pretending to be a bull.
you said
No, you did. Well, I got the idea from the bull. Right? Like
I got the idea from the bull.
I got the idea. I didn't.
Why don't you pretend that you're me?
Let the court record show that Preston, you asked if I made noises like a bull, and I did not.
I thought that was after
I would
you
like to have
intimated
audio from what we spoke about earlier, because you said I would look in the mirror, and pretend to be a bull.
All right, let's check it. We
have
have a way of finding
We
out.
have to check the tape. You may be right. But
Well, what did you do?
I put a shower ring on my nose like an idiot.
For what reason?
I don't
To look like a bull.
To look like a bull, I guess.
That's what
I don't know.
That's what I think he said.
All right.
But we could be wrong.
But I
Maybe
didn't
we just
pretend to
assumed.
be a bull. There's a difference. There's a difference between trying to look like a bull and
pretending to be a bull.
Yes.
Pretending means you would adopt a lifestyle.
And I would not do that.
Right.
Because, bulls are ornery creatures, man.
I don't like the way they live.
They're ornery creatures, man.
Yeah, that was my Lebowski right there.
That's what I thought you were doing. Like you almost sounded like Austin Powers.
No, that was more Lebowski than anything.
They're ornery creatures, man.
I'm a Brahma bull, baby.
Kathy, I'm trying to reel this back.
You are?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Started it.
Jesus.
Holy moly.
MMR.
I missed going to high school. It was so fun. I love our little slip.
Yes, I'm a senior.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, I want to do another giveaway before we get into our next guest, because I don't want to miss your chance to win these. Our friends from the Piccalilli Inn are here. And Lily. So much great food, and they have one-of-a-kind buffalo-style goodies, from mac and cheese, egg rolls, or chicken cheesesteaks to shrimp, scallops, and more. There are specials all season long. You can follow the Pick on Facebook, but they're here today in conjunction with the fact, Marisa is in Brazil. Football season starts this week. First game is coming up on Friday.
They're perfect for this kind of stuff.
Order your tickets from Piccalilli, but I have a $50 gift card to caller number 12 at 215-263-WMMR. So we'll set you up with that right about now. There was an article that came out in the Enquirer not too long ago. Steve saw it, sent it over to me, and they were like, we should get these two guys in here.
Yes.
To chat a little bit. They have decided on their own to set up a free dating advice service. And in fact, it's called Free Dating Advice Philly. And a big portion of what they do is help you navigate all the dating apps that are out there.
Because we're hearing about trends and the apps are falling out of favor and some people are getting confused by them. And it's a tumultuous thing to be in the dating realm at any point.
Yes.
And they're going to help you.
And right now it can be very, very rough. So we are going to welcome to our studios right now. Please give some love to Sam Stanton and Kate Catanella. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
It is nice to see you both. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. So, off air, we were chatting just a little bit about where you guys are from and all that. So, Sam, you're Delco and South Philly now.
Yes, South Philly. I'm originally from West Philly, and I grew up in Delco.
And Kate, you're a South Jersey gal.
South Jersey gal originally, but now I live in South Philly.
Oh, nice.
How did you two become linked up? And from where did this sprout, this whole concept?
Yeah, we met at work around 8 years ago.
And work was where?
We worked at a very large fashion retail company based in Philadelphia.
All right, enough said. All right. And so did you guys realize that early on that you had a knack for navigating the dating world?
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, I found myself single for the first time in quite a long time. And Sam was one of my only single friends. And so I would turn to her quite often to be like, what is a dating app? How does this even work? And she really helped me figure out how to do it. And then, it's been 2 years and we've kind of just gone back and forth, giving each other great dating advice as we've gone through, many different dates and many different iterations of our dating lives.
You picked up some info.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, what made you realize that other people need assistance in this avenue? I mean, were other people coming to you guys and saying, "God, these apps, what's going on with this?"
I think it was a lot of the time we were hanging out, and so much of our conversations were dedicated to talking about our own dating drama, but we were also giving each other really good advice. And I think, when you are single and in your 30s, many of your friends are not in the same situation. But when you're single, it's nice to have someone else to talk to about being single. And there is just so much dating app fatigue in general. So we were like, what if we make this a public service?
Right. And so why the idea? Because what you guys have done, which the interesting part about this is not online. This is in person. You guys show up to an event, you set up a table, and you have a sign that says free dating advice, come and get it. So did you go to a place that you guys were regularly going to and say, hey, can we try this out?
Yeah, we just had the idea, and we just kind of like went to Staples, bought a big goofy sign and
and a card table?
And a card table. And we set up I think our first park was Dickinson Square, because again, we're both from South Philly. So we're like, let's just keep it close. Let's see how it goes. And it was really well received. We were there for like 2 hours and we helped a bunch of people.
Do you remember the very first person that came up and asked a question?
Yes, it was the woman who was gonna. She was. Well, we don't like to like spill anybody's.
No.
We keep confidentiality, like pretty
client confidentiality.
Yeah, client confidentiality.
About to throw that out the window to be on air.
But she was about to take herself to Home Goods to smell candles to make herself feel better about her dating drama, and that was amazing.
Okay. All right. Here's what I think in this scenario. So you're out there, and I think you would be. Are we going to get people going to give us crap? Are we going to get heckled? Are we going to be? I think when you're at that point, when you're looking for love, as they say, and you're trying to navigate this thing, everyone has been in that situation where, like, am I ever going to find somebody? In almost sort of a way, it puts a force field around you because it looks like you're really trying to do something helpful. Is that in your initial run how it's been received?
I fully expected for us to go out with this big goofy sign and get heckled, like 100%. I thought maybe some people would come in and want to have genuine conversations, but I fully expected for us to just go out there and have our balls busted.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people have come to us and we call it face-to-face, heart-to-hearts, but I would say the majority of people are just having like real, honest conversations with us, and it's been, I think, really rewarding on both sides.
We for the longest time had the Preston and Steve painfully single mixers, and it was all predicated on that notion about, this is not working, and we would actually during those events work the room and just say to whoever's ever there, just talk to this person. Don't put any pressure on this. Don't think, oh, this is the person I'm going to just talk to the girl, talk to the guy like a regular person. Mm-hmm. And you would help sort of facilitate their common love of the show was an icebreaker. So here comes the apps coming into the whole situation, and everyone's screaming the praises of the apps. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. But it turns out they're not so wonderful. So now that you've experienced both, where do you rate the importance and impact of apps as opposed to just living your life and meeting somebody casually at some place? What has the upper hand these days?
I definitely think that the apps are the easiest way to meet people. I think that they're nobody's ideal. I mean, I think we feel this way, and I think we hear it a lot that like people are so fatigued from using them, and they would really prefer to meet somebody in person. But I think it is just the easiest way to facilitate actually getting an in-person meeting with somebody, because a lot of people just are feeling really shy, or just like they just don't feel confident enough to go up to someone in person, and they don't know how. I think meeting someone on an app is just the default now.
Yeah.
And I think it's less about like whether or not it's like better or worse, and it's just kind of like another tool, and it's probably the most useful tool to get out and meet people at this point.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I think that they can always be used to meet people. They're not necessarily going to be used to find love, right? And so
don't tell me that.
They can be. Yeah. But would either of you guys consider Instagram to be a dating app?
We We are not. We are very, I would say, pretty off the grid people. So I hope not.
So, but you are on. You have an account.
We have an Instagram account.
as the collective, as the dating advice, you're on there. But the ones that you reference, Tinder and Hinge, right?
Yeah.
And are they? Would you consider them now the two most prominent used dating sites?
I think it depends.
Dating apps, I should say.
Yeah, I think Hinge is probably the one that, if you're looking for something that's maybe a little bit more serious, I think Hinge is the one that people gravitate toward the most. Tinder has a reputation for being a little bit more about like hooking up, which if that's what you want to do, totally fine.
So Tinder's a hookup, more a hookup.
Yeah, I don't, not necessarily. I think there's plenty of people I know people who have like gotten married and have met off of Tinder, but I think that's primarily the way that it's used now, which is, again, if that's what you're into, go for it. And then there's a bunch of other ones that are, specific to different communities or just, whatever you might be into. There's pretty much a dating app for everything. But I think the one that we personally have the most experience with and the one that we do the most profile reviews are for Hinge.
Huh.
Yeah. And there are definitely people who use Instagram as a dating app. We're just try to be more off the grid personally.
Yeah.
When you guys are doing your appearances and you have people come up that want advice, are they sitting down and asking you questions like, well, how do I navigate these apps? Or are they sitting down saying, hey, I went out with this guy on 3 dates, blah, blah, blah. Here's what's going on. What do you think I should do?
It's both.
Yeah.
So people will come up and ask very specific questions about like an individual dating dilemma or some very specific dating drama that they're going through, and they'll want like our hot take on it. Or we'll give them a profile review on their dating app, which we're kind of like, we're content professionals, we're professional writers, so we're kind of uniquely well positioned to do that. From a content perspective or like a user experience perspective, we can kind of take a look at their profile and put ourselves in the shoes of someone who would be looking at their profile as like a user or a potential potential suitor.
All right, that makes sense. I was curious about qualifications, as far as offering up this advice. Now, clearly you're qualified to do that with the profile.
I like to say you don't need qualifications or credentials to have a conversation, which is what we're doing. But in terms of the profile review, we
do qualify.
We do.
I mean, look, we give out advice all the time.
And none of it's
without any qualifications whatsoever.
Our accuracy level is super low.
We do add a disclaimer anytime we bring something up. We're like, you have to understand, we're not qualified at all. But
I've
here's
been
what we
giving
think
out
about
unsolicited advice my entire life, so this is the first time it's actually been solicited.
In the article, the point is, man, that sometimes, and this is, I always say, if you can seek out, like with therapy, you seek out a third party who can objectively look at what you're presenting them without whatever friendship or whatever so sometimes your best friend is looking out for you, and all the right ways can be the wrong ways for getting you with somebody. There's a list of things that you mentioned, and it's mentioned in the article that you provide. Dating profile review. I love this whole thing. Ambiguous text interpretation. It is, Preston, when you were first dating and you'd get a call and somebody leave a message and say, what do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? Exacerbate that 9 times, 10 times by a cold clinical text. Is that we're talking about how to understand, how to decipher what's being sent back and forth to you with your clients, so to speak? What are the things people most interpret? What are the do's and don'ts of texting in a dating age?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it can be so unclear what people are trying to say. So I think the best thing to do is just truly be upfront with what you want and what you're trying to say. I think maybe it's just, because we're in our 30s, but like I don't have time for games, but it seems like nobody does. Like I think the best thing you can do is just be super upfront and be super authentic about what you want, whether it's in a text or whether it's like in an Instagram message or whatever method you're using for communication. Just try to be as clear as possible. And if you do find yourself unable to interpret someone's text, we can.
You can help. Someone could literally come to you with a text chain and say, "What's going on here?"
Yeah.
And you will decipher it.
Yeah.
I think that is an invaluable service.
So, Sam and Kate have decided to take your questions. If you have anything, if you would like to call in. at 215-263-WMMR. If it's a question about the dating apps, if it's a question about your profile, if it's a question about straight up advice on a situation that you're in right now, this is what they do. Free Dating Advice Philly is the name of the whole thing. So you can give us a call right now, and maybe they can help you out. Do you guys ever have two people that are in a relationship sit down and talk to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do.
And how does that usually go? Because at that point, you're in couples therapy.
I feel like every time that's happened, it's always been like actually really pleasant. Like they always like walk away with a smile, which I think is really sweet. I think like, and not everybody's coming to us with like issues, like bad issues. I think sometimes people are like having crushes, and we're like, wow, this is so exciting for you, and it's really exciting.
So
for us
you're catching people in mid courting, and they're kind of looking to you for an affirmation that they're on the right path.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's got to make you feel good.
It's the most. It's one of my favorite feelings.
How often are you asked to present? Like you say, you're currently not seeing anybody?
No.
Okay. So
know anybody?
Yeah. And Sam, you are you're in a relationship?
Very single.
Oh, very single. Okay. So are you asked basically to provide your dating resume as your bona fides in this case?
Occasionally.
Yeah. Okay. It's just interesting because people sit down, and it's funny what we were talking about just before you mentioned, and it just brought to mind, people put on these airs and they play these games. And I think all of us at some point have sort of reflexively done that. I have to pretend to be this person to make this person like me. You're saying, and both of you are saying, shear that crap off, cut to the chase. Why waste the time?
Yep.
Right?
100%.
All right. That's very cool.
What are your feelings on those like Facebook pages where it's like, am I dating this person, or do you know what I mean? Where all of your dirty laundry is out there. If you're a bad mate, so to speak, are you familiar with this stuff?
I've heard of it.
Are we dating the same person? I think that's might be the Facebook page.
I've heard of that.
Okay.
I've never personally like been on one.
They're horrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't thought much about how I feel about them because I think that like the people that post on there might have I don't know.
They're like blasting people all over the place on those sites. The only reason I'm on one is because a friend, we both were laughing at like some of the things that were posted. And she was looking for something, found it, whatever, sent it to me. And so we laughed at it, but now we're on there. And so we see them pop up, and it's terrible. Like, they're posting the guy's face. I mean, a picture of the guy, and like the comments underneath are just tearing him apart. And whether it's true or not, who the hell knows?
So this is legitimately separate parties who believe they're dating the same person, then they put them on blast?
No, you put a picture up and basically to say, are you dating him? Is he like a serial dater?
Okay.
Should I be worried? But like, it turns into people like, his face just looks like a red flag. Why are you dating him? And sometimes they'll put like a little...
That's not cool.
No, it's not cool at all.
So I want to get you guys your like one basic bit of advice, and I'll preface it by saying that I got divorced about a decade ago, and when I started dating, I was really uncomfortable. It was the first time I'd done it in a really long time. And then I finally realized if you just go out to meet people, you can really enjoy the dating. If you're not looking for a romance, if you just want to like hang out with somebody new, it was enjoyable. And whether or not I hit it off with that person didn't matter. It was just a night out. It was something fun, and maybe we kept in contact, maybe we didn't. So once I felt like I was okay doing that, I enjoyed dating a lot more. For you guys, what one or two bits of advice would you give to anybody who's fresh on the scene or just trying to get out there again?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think one thing that we often tell people is, especially if you're using a dating profile, use your prompts to say something that you actually would want to do, like something that you actually enjoy doing. And then you can use that as like an invitation for a first date. So whether you like to like go grab a drink at your favorite bar or go like take a walk with a dog, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, you're going to show up to that date and have a good time because it's something that you would like to do otherwise. And so if you just like approach the date with like that low pressure, I'm going to have fun, I'm here because I enjoy this activity regardless, and you can just like open yourself up to being like curious about the other person and just maybe have like a little bit more like comfort, and you'll be a little bit more playful on the date. It's less about like having a good time on a first date and more just about having a good time with another person that you're
So it's the process of dating, and just enjoy the dating, and don't put the onus on, yourself, right? Yeah, what comes next, and that can, in and of itself, be something that you're enjoying. You're just socializing, perhaps meeting friends, and if it leads to it, that's fine. But don't expect it. There's something that you guys talk about, which is you meet us equation. What is the you meet us equation?
Yeah. So on a dating app, your profile, you have a couple of prompts, which is like a written piece of information that you can talk about things that you would like to do, or they're just like little they're things outside of pictures that you would write to talk about your wants and needs and goals for dating. So if you have 3 prompts, one of them, we think a good framework is one of them you could use to talk about something about you, whether it's something that you're looking for, something about you that you like to do. Use another prompt to talk about the other person, like maybe who they are or what your ideal partner might look like or what they might do, or just something that is about the person that you are ideally looking for. And then the third prompt you can use to talk about something you'd like to do together. So something that you would like to do on a date, or I don't know, something that is just kind of like in an ideal relationship, what could you do together?
So those 3 things. Yeah.
I wanted to ask about when you're putting a profile up, because I have no idea. I've been married for 25 years, and things are way, way different. But we do see this, and people will take their profile photo, and they will take the absolute best, most sharpest, maybe even doctored photo of themselves that they can to make them look as good as possible. And then when you see them in real person, you're like, not the same thing. But I can see, and while that is not a good idea, because eventually there's going to be some kind of disappointment, but you can also see the posters.
There's a thing called daylight.
But there's also the poster has in mind that essentially they've got to throw a flashy looking piece of bait out there in order to get a nibble in the first place. And maybe if you're able to meet in person, while you might be slightly disappointed at the beginning, you might find a connection while you're on the date. You know what I mean?
So to that point, do you put up a picture that's maybe a little bit less than flattering, so that when they meet you in person, they go, "Holy hell!"
Yeah.
Or how do you?
But you might not meet anybody that way.
Right. But so what is the best method of picture selection for your dating app?
I say go with authenticity, but you also want to stand out from the crowd. So you want to look true to yourself. You don't want to disappoint when someone meets you in person. And you also want to stand out when someone's swiping through a million other people on an app. So your pictures matter, but also your prompts matter. And I really think that people don't focus enough on prompts.
So explain the prompt for the neophyte.
The prompt is the words you're using to describe yourself or speak to someone else on the app. So yes, you want to describe yourself, but you also want to engage someone who's swiping through other people on the app.
Do you go for job? Do you go for interest? If you're describing yourself, because I assume you're not giving 500 words to do that in. So how do you do that in the highest concept way?
We like to say use the first prompt to suggest a date, get it out of the way in the beginning, and then engage people, either give a hot take, ask a question, but really use them to set yourself apart, engage the other person, give them something to respond and react to.
Okay, so if you're want to go hiking? Would that a question that you'd ask or something like that? Or, give us, so I'm into, I love hiking, I love exercise, I love movies, I love tech. What would be what would be a thing? By the way, incredibly happily married. So I'm also, but what would be me? What would you go with first in that first selection?
So yeah, if you want to use hiking, maybe suggest a specific trail. Maybe not on a first date because that's a little bit of a long far away.
Right, yeah.
Make it something.
I want to take you out into the woods.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Bald guy wants to take you out into the forest.
Something a little less creepy and a little more approachable. But if you have a favorite drink or a favorite coffee shop, tease it with that. Maybe tease it with a specific conversation or something that you could discuss. If there's a favorite snack or place to go, that try to get it out of the way. just offer them something that's easy to respond to. Or if you have like a hot take or an opinion, something that they can react to, either they agree and they're like, oh my God, me too, or they can engage in that conversation immediately.
Can it be very quirky, like ventriloquist dummies terrify me? Or, something like a real goofy, or do you have...
I would say the quirkier the better, but it can't be so niche that they're like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I think the thing that you are trying to do is like incite a reaction, because like you don't want it to be so passive because people can just like scroll right past you. You want them to feel like they have something to like latch onto and respond to, because you want to start messaging with this person that you're interested in. So give them something to respond to, give them something to message about.
Kate, what would you say on your profile? Give us, you don't have to give away everything, but what is included? What are your bullet point? What do you call them again? The prompts. What are your prompts?
Well, I won't get into too much detail, but I have a favorite drink.
Okay.
I have a favorite cocktail down in South Philly, and I like kind of just like tease what that might be so that people can get a little bit interested in it, and they ask me what that drink is, and then I immediately start talking about it, and then I can just immediately invite them out for that drink with me.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm going to go to, we have a call here. I'm going to go to Joe with a pretty straightforward question here. All right, Joe, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, we're on with Sam and Kate, Free Dating Advice Philly, and you have a question.
Yes, I do. It's not about the dating apps. It's where do I take the girl on a first date? Because I just got out of a marriage for 25 years, and it's been a long time since I dated.
Yeah.
My thing back in the day was dinner and a movie.
Right.
Now I don't know where to take the girl.
All right. No idea. How old are you, by the way, Joe?
I'm about 49.
49
Okay,
years
so now
old.
the movies have sound.
Yep. What do you guys think? What would you say to Joe? Pretty straight ahead, a pretty broad question.
Yeah, I actually think it's a great question, and it's one that we get asked kind of a lot. But I think the answer isn't something that we can tell him. He needs to kind of decide. You just need to decide for yourself what you like to do. Dinner and a movie feels very elaborate for a first date in this day and age. Also, kind of expensive. I think keeping it like pretty low key is the answer. But maybe there's something, I don't know, if you like to go to a bar, just suggest one drink, or you can suggest a coffee, or you can suggest a walk. Whatever is easy, low stakes, but that you actually like to do.
Is a preference, so if you're going to whittle down, drill in a little bit deeper into this, between bar and coffee shop, what would win as a first?
Well, it would depend on what you like to do.
Exactly.
If you
Okay.
like coffee more,
All right.
then yes. If you're a drinker, you want to have a drink, then that.
Right.
I like to bring my coffee into the bar.
I would say throw away whatever rules you were taught about whatever makes it feel like an obligation. So if you like to go to dinner and a movie, I would say it still feels like a lot, but do what feels like however you want to spend your time. Do that.
Or would you guys say, ask the girl what she likes to do?
So how is that read, to Joe's point, how is that read by a potential, and yeah, I guess you have to stop thinking about it that way, but how does a woman read a guy? Does that read as indecisive? Would a woman, and again, this is a generic thing, appreciate someone who has a little bit more direction?
Right, Steve, right.
There we go.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think everybody, again, has probably a different preference. But I think for a first date, because you want it to just be kind of quick, a first date is a vibe check. So you just want to kind of get in and like figure out if you even like the person. So personally, I like to have something like suggested already, and I can just say yes or no versus having to go back and forth planning the date, because already I'll be exhausted by the time we meet. So if you have something that you want to do and you can just say, hey, do you want to do this with me? And I can just say yes or no. It's already feeling like a good low pressure situation.
I love the vibe check concept, and to Nick's point, approach it as this. You're gonna go out and meet somebody, and that could be a wonderful thing. Just stop, and to you, Joe, stop thinking you're not building a pyramid. You know, you're not building this high rise.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a casual thing, and if that's all it is, and you meet somebody who's a friend or whatever, all that other stuff is well down the road. But and to Nick's point, he got better at being comfortable with that, and that built to something that led to a relationship.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, bud.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later. What about like an activity of sorts as a first date? I'll just use an example. I like to play golf, so maybe take somebody to Top Golf, one of those, a game or something where you're doing something, not necessarily competitive but active.
You're a golfer, Sam?
Sam?
I am a golfer. I learned a little late in life, but I've obsessed as of the last 2 years.
Okay.
Would you like to go on a date with Preston? You guys can go to Top
Did
Golf.
you see what happened there? It's like she didn't even jokingly entertain it.
That's a look. That's why we've been married for years. And you get familiar with that look. Like that is so out of the realm of feasibility.
I very rarely use the slide whistle. That was perfect.
But that
I do think an activity is like if an activity is what is going to feel good for you. Like sometimes it is nice to go on a first date and have like something that you can each be responding to. So like if you're both playing a game, you can kind of play off of each other. I personally feel like it's like a lot of a commitment. Like, what if I don't like you? Now we have to go through 18 holes.
Well, top golf would be a different situation.
Yeah, it's only like an hour.
Yeah.
So.
I suggest a short and sweet first date. It really is a vibe check, and then you get excited for a second date if
Coffee,
it works.
a drink, a cocktail.
Okay, so here's somebody texted in, and they're joking, obviously, but I think this is a fair question. So they wrote. Costco, first date, shopping, free samples, and hot dogs.
Love it.
Now, so that's what I was going to say. Something quirky. Now, you're taking a bit of a leap of faith if you do something like that, but it just might be this person, oh, my God, this is so cute. Or, you can't believe what this guy did. Or it's going to be like, oh, my God.
To their point, they're saying you want to stand out. You want to stand out, though, in a way that's true to you.
It took me to effing Costco.
I'd be like, this guy took me to Costco.
But you wouldn't respond. But to the person who would, your point, what you guys are saying is the point is that's the way it's supposed to work.
It has to be the right personalities, but I think a silly like shopping first date is perfect.
Yeah, and if you like to shop at Costco, you're looking for somebody who wants to shop at Costco with you. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone who hates Costco.
Like
if
Kathy.
you love Costco. I feel like you want to be with a person that's going to like do those fun, silly things with
And I
you.
love a first date on your feed because you can walk away.
You can walk away. You say this, and I think this makes sense as well. Paraphrasing, stop prioritizing others' interests over your own. Get comfortable with yourself. In other words, know what you like, because if you know what you like, you're going to end up directing your efforts towards people who are going to like what you like as well, correct?
Yeah.
Or am I totally misreading
No,
that?
I think that's right. And I think that goes back to this like Costco example where it's like, if you like Costco and you want to go on a date at Costco, you're looking for someone that wants to go on a date to Costco with you. So it's okay. It's okay to want to do what you want to do. You're looking for the person that's going to like respond well to you.
So if they don't respond well, then maybe you can feel satisfied with, well, she wasn't into that, so maybe this wasn't going to work out anyway. You know what I mean? But you're going to be disappointed because you wanted to go out on a date with this person.
I also think you don't need to have the same hobbies as the person you're dating. Sorry, Preston. It's just important that you have like social chemistry, and you can tell that like if you're shopping with someone or just grabbing coffee with someone.
This is something that, so my wife has her things that she loves. I have my things that I love, and we learned a long time ago like if she's going to the yarn festival, I don't have to act like I want to go.
Exactly.
And it's only going to lead to a nightmare. However, you support each other, and then when she says, "Do you want to come?" and I say, "Yes," she knows that it's because I legitimately want to go.
Yeah. And I think it's great to have different hobbies because you can like learn, you can support each other. And as you were saying, I think when you're doing a first date, because it is a vibe check, like you just want to make sure you can have fun together doing an activity together, because even if you have separate interests, you want to be able to like be sure that you get along.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, Sam Stanton and Kate Catanella are here. It's Free Dating Advice Philly. That's what they run. They're on Instagram at freedatingadvicephilly.com. I'm going to take a little side turn here because Jake is calling in. I don't know if he wants advice or not, but apparently he was posted on the Are We Dating the Same Guy site. So I want to go to him. Hi, Jake. Are you there?
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? All right, Jake. What's the story, dude? You got posted on this?
Yeah, so a couple years ago, I got divorced and started like downloading all these dating apps and all that fun stuff. And I had not even met this girl or even gotten her last name or phone number yet. And she posted a picture of me on there and was like, "Hey, Jake from,
State Farm,
wherever, anybody got any info?" Right? And it was just like a troll fest. Like, immediately started just ripping into me. And the thing is, like, I hadn't been out in the dating world in 5 years, and I was just talking to a bunch of people, but I had not gone on dates with, like, any of them. And it was like, oh, he was talking to me, he was this, he was that. And it was just like, these people don't even know me, and I'm actually like
that sucks.
Like a classy gentleman.
Yeah.
And it's his picture. Like,
Hey, do you think some of them were just lying just to have fun? Like they never even met you in the first place?
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
Like this girl, and then what's crazy about it is a friend of mine was like, hey, like, you should see this. And I was like, what is it? And she showed me, and it was literally like, there were probably 100 comments on there. And I was just like, I don't even know, like, you don't know these people. And it completely diminishes and, like, defeats you when you're, like, just getting out there and trying to, figure out what you want and where you're at.
Yeah. Did you talk to this girl and say, hey, thanks for blowing me up? I don't necessarily know if that's what she meant to do.
No, it's supposed to be like a private page. So, like, guys aren't supposed to see it. I just happen to have a good friend that was like, hey, like, you're on there. So
yeah, I mean, there's so many people on there, so someone's going to see it and can send you a screenshot. And the thing is, too, they'll take screenshots of text conversations and post that too. So if something goes bad, like, you're just blasted.
Well, and it also seems like an entree for people that just want to f around with other people. And as you said, as you're saying, Jake, just people log on and make up crap about dating you or whatever just to get their rocks off.
Yeah, I mean, it took me, like, as soon as I saw that, it honestly, like, it was like 2 months before I even bothered to try and talk to someone. I was just like, social media just, like, destroys dating now. And, like, I'm a person who likes to talk to people in person and, like, would go to a bar and just make friends and talk to a girl or whatever. And, like, people are so intimidated by that now. Everyone wants to use a dating app or social media or, like, I think it's crazy, but whatever. But yeah, it's like when you're not in the dating world and then that's your first introduction.
It's not the best scenario. Well, to your point, let me ask you guys, what is Hinge the best app? Are there protections in place for people's, profiles and so on and so forth? I mean, have you heard horror stories like? This is probably separate unto itself, but do you hear about things like this happening on the apps where people are called out or dragged through the mud or treated poorly on these things?
I mean, there are plenty of horror stories and like bots and
right.
catfishing
The
that
bots.
happen on that.
Yeah.
We haven't heard any specific examples like Jake's, which I think was off the app in a separate entity unto itself. It sounds like a nightmare to me, and I'm sorry that happened to him. That is a fear of mine and why I think Kate and I are as off the grid as we can be. But I think that's a little bit above our $0 pay grade. So I'm going to
that's why you keep a low
low
social media profile is to protect yourself from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I share the same, like, just fatigue from social media in general, where it's just like, I want to just have my actual life be my actual life and not have to like maintain some kind of social media presence. And that to me is like a dating app is like the most social media that I do.
It's fun. It's funny because you this is your realm, but you would and I hear more and more people just disconnecting from a lot of this stuff and just saying, on the broad scheme of things, from the 30,000-foot view, social media, massive boon and asset to the world of dating or a big stumbling block?
That's a great question. I think the best part about dating is getting to connect with somebody in person. I think that's part of like our philosophy is just being able to like take things off of an app and like just connect in person. And so if you have a social media presence and social media as part of your life, hopefully you'll find somebody that clicks with. Otherwise, like, I don't know. I think, like, if you're someone who is off the grid, you might connect better with somebody who is also off the grid. And I think social media, if that's, like, part of your life, that's totally fine. But I think maybe I think it's just, again, just being true to what you like and how you live your life and finding somebody that vibes with.
I mean, it's the other option that's out there. You
It
know,
is.
For the longest time, it's all you had to do was either meet through a circle of friends or through the old bar thing, you know. But
or work.
Church.
My wife.
Girls.
I don't
Church.
girls
Yeah.
church. Yeah. I'm dating a priest.
But you know, I mean, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But if you're looking for advice, Sam and Kate offered up for free, hence the name, Free Dating Advice Philly. Do you guys have any appearances coming up in the near future?
Yes. We are going to be popping up in a park on Sunday, September 8th at 1 to 4 p.m. The fun part is you can vote on our Instagram right now. It's at Free Dating Advice Philly. We have a poll up with 4 options of a park to be at. So tell us where you want us, and we will show up there on Sunday.
The options are Washington Square, Rail Park, Palmer Park, or Love Park. Palmer Park.
Yeah, it's in Fishtown. We haven't been to Fishtown yet.
Oh,
so.
There's one near Harleysville. I'm like, you guys are coming up there? That's where I live. No.
That's a sewage.
No.
And what are the turnouts usually when you're there? And I assume people are finding out through your Instagram account, correct?
Yeah.
So what are the turnouts like when you set up your card table and you're sign that you're providing free advice?
We actually get most of our foot traffic from our big sign is where we get most of our turnout, and we usually draw a little bit of a line.
Oh,
nice.
I think that the more we've done it, the bigger the line gets. So, yeah.
Well, if you want to let us know where you finally decide, we can send a whole crap load of people your way.
Yeah.
Please, that would be great.
Excellent. Well, listen, it's nice that you guys are doing this and you're doing it for free, especially with as complicated as things are. With more options comes more complication. You guys, you're just to offer a little, you know, it's sometimes you try to go to people you know and they don't know.
You
but
find
here's
out they
some
like
people-
golf and you don't want to go out with them.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for coming by here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
All right, Sam and Kate, guys, Free Dating Advice Philly. It's all in the circle of life and love.
And love and the living of loving of life.
And Lily. Lily, pick a Lily. We'll do some more giveaways at Pick a Lily in a little bit. We are going to take a quick break and come back in just a moment or two. The Bizarre File stories are on the way, so make sure you stay with us, as well as Back to School A to Z. We're in the G's.
Preston and
All right.
I'm going to move on to another story.
Okay.
We'll wait and find out that we'll find the tape.
Don't
here.
worry, we'll go back to this.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it may run through the entire show this morning. We have a clip of you from earlier.
Okay,
on the show,
all right.
So we'll see. Let's see what this is. This was Casey. Let's see if he says he would pretend to be a bull or not. Here we go.
So speaking of bull, Steve, when I was a kid, we had the shower curtain rings.
Yes.
I would take those off the shower curtain and put them in my nose like I was a bull.
There you
Okay. Like I was a bull. I didn't
For the
say
very first time.
I think there's a difference between pretending to be a bull and
Adopting the lifestyle.
I didn't go.
One could say that there's a point at which they sort of Venn diagram a little bit.
So
Yeah.
if you put on clown makeup,
Right.
like a full clown makeup, the wig and everything,
And I didn't do the voice and all that stuff.
you're not pretending to be
I'm
a
just
clown. at that
dressed like
point.
a clown.
Okay, so you
Okay,
were
yeah.
dressed like a bull.
Yeah.
You were just dressed like a bull.
That's it.
Where are you going out looking like a bull? Where are you going to tonight looking like a bull?
Casey, you've been vindicated. Congratulations. Amber has an interesting tradition. I'm going to go to her. Amber, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, Amber?
Not much. The Christmas trees, the prices have been so crazy the last, 10 years or so.
Yeah.
We kind of started a new tradition in our family. When we go out to get the Christmas tree, we go up to them, we just ask them for, show us the ugliest Christmas trees that you can, and we kind of make a game and see how pretty we can make it.
So you
And we usually just
like
give them to us.
like Charlie Brown it up then.
Yeah,
I love
as
it.
early as we can get it, and I tell my daughter every every tree deserves a Christmas.
That's a good
Yeah,
I like that.
No, that's cool.
That's cute.
If you can do that, that's I'm down with that.
So you take an
Yeah.
ugly tree and you try to make it a beautiful tree.
So
Yeah, and you have they come out awesome, but when we first bring them in the house, it's like, oh my God, they have 3 needles on them.
my wife tells the story of my father-in-law. They were 9 kids and a huge family, and they'd get a lesser level tree, and my father-in-law would get a drill, very handy. he would remove branches from the back of the tree, drill holes, and put
It's like
them,
a hair replacement for men.
Basically, is what he was doing, and
funny.
fill out the tree.
All right.
And so they would get the tree up to decorating
I love
level,
that.
and it looked great.
That woman, Amber, said something that I think could be turned into a Christmas story. Every tree deserves a Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that could be a kid's book, don't you think?
Or the loneliest tree at the lot, the one that doesn't.
Right. That's overlooked all the time.
But then a wonderful thing happens. It gets thrown into a wood chipper.
Right.
It's like a turn.
Then a wonderful thing, like Jimmy Durante.
Yeah.
But then they chucked it into the wood chipper.
Yeah. They start with its feet.
Oh, dear God! Make it stop!
You see its little animated head with its mouth gaping open, and it's the last to go in.
Branchy was the last tree
Branchy.
He was all dried up. Hardly anything left on him. But then Bill, the kindly owner, slowly fed him into a wood chipper.
If someone has the animation capabilities to turn that last little segment into a animated short, I would greatly appreciate that, because I don't know about you guys, but I had a vision in my head of what that looked like. Branchy.
Does it look like your year this year, Branchy?
That had happened on Christmas Day.
But I got you a surprise. A brand new Fuji wood chipper.
Well, what am I going to do with this?
Oh my God!
Just go to sleep.
All right, so I have another. Would you guys? So I have a story of a mathematician, and while I was thinking about it, is that really considered science?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's used in science, but it's
yes.
its own subject.
Let's
as
take
well.
that angle. It's used in science.
The reason I bring this up is because Jacques Tits died.
Oh my God!
The mathematician behind Tits Buildings, the Tits Alternative, the Tits Group, and the Tits Metric
Stop it. Yeah.
has passed away at 91.
Why'd you pick this story?
Well,
he's a
because he was an
mathematician.
important man.
Oh, all right. That's why.
Belgian-born mathematician Jacques Tits.
This is wild because he died in the same week Heinrich von Butthole died.
Oh, no. Oh, what a loss.
Who revolutionized calculus.
What a loss.
We lost Tits and Butthole in the same week.
I know.
Oh, my God.
What was his name?
Heinrich von Butthole.
Heinrich von Butthole. Well, Tits
Visionary, that guy.
Tits passed away on Sunday, leaving behind a legacy.
He's left an opening.
Why'd you pick this story?
Leaving behind a legacy of research in group theory and geometry. His tendency to name his contributions after himself suggests that he knew his tits' power. By the way, what is group theory? Because it sounds reminiscent of, well, no, that was governing dynamics, of the guy in Beautiful Mind.
Oh,
and I've forgotten his name.
Let's call him Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, you know. Miranda Otto, who is in the Lord of the Rings realm.
Preston, it's time to get up and to tell people of Philadelphia that Miranda Otto's birthday is today.
Yes, I think it was in the third film. She plays a princess who disguises herself as a.
So she can fight.
Yes, as a soldier.
Is she not the daughter of the king as well?
I believe that is why she had to hide herself. Because
I have to see that movie again.
You do. They did really good.
How
with
did
you.
I come out?
You came out
Was
wonderful.
I good and heroic?
Of course you were.
Good.
You were eventually you were Gandalf the Grey, and then you became Gandalf the White, and
then Gandalf the Retired.
Everybody's
and finally Gandalf the Mobility Scooter.
She is 54 today. What?
Okay. Just looking at a picture of her, I know her.
Yeah, you know
I
her.
love her.
You know her, Casey?
Yeah, personally. She used to clean my house.
What the hell is happening?
I don't know. He's riffing. He's going.
I'm not riffing.
She really used to clean your house?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty wild, man. You think she'd have some money from Lord of the Rings?
Well, no. I mean, she used to. Now she's,
She's fallen on hard times.
Meteoric rise.
Word has it that she gives handies for fivers.
It was tenor for me.
I wish.
Very popular in the Shire.
Well, the conversion from pounds to dollars.
Okay. Miranda Otto is 54, and she gives handies for $5.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Kristen Ritter has a birthday today. It's a big one for her. She's 40 years old, so a milestone birthday for her.
When we laugh at stuff like that exchange has just occurred, is a good portion of that laugh the knowledge that we're in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah.
That's the level that got us into the Hall of Fame.
It is. This gentleman is announcing his retirement.
Yes.
And we were all just jumping in going, oh, my God, I can't believe it. And it went on and on and on.
It felt like a tectonic shift.
It did. And but the news is being broken now, and we're going to ease into whatever emotions we may have with this gentleman hanging up.
It's like that joke where they say, when the guy says, your mother died. You can't just tell me the news like that. You got to tell me, your mother was on the roof. And,
Right, yeah. He's into
you
this
have to
a little
parse
bit.
it out a bit.
So he's easing into it, and we're sad to hear the news, but looking forward to seeing him for at least the next year.
Yes.
So let's get him on now. Ladies and gentlemen, over 40 years he's been at this. Please welcome Jim Gardner from the on the show. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, well, you know what? Listen, I'm gonna start with saying congratulations to you because retirement is something that I think should be celebrated. When somebody is ready to go ahead and put the career to rest, it's obviously people are not going to be happy about the fact that you're leaving, but still, it should be. I think it should be celebrated.
Well, yes, I absolutely agree, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to a different life experience, but I've got another year or another 14 months at Channel 6, and I look forward to every day. So it's a bit of a strange experience because there was, a lot of talk yesterday and a lot of emotions yesterday, but meanwhile, I've got another year and
right,
yeah.
On the 6 o'clock news. So, what is it that we're really talking about?
Is that by design to let us, your viewers, down in an easy way, or is this for yourself?
No, yes, it's a way, that I can sort of transition to, a different situation. To tell you the truth, back in 2009, Dave Roberts retired from Channel 6, and this is how he did it. And, I remember very clearly that he was working on the 6 o'clock news. He was taking the 11 o'clock news off. So when this whole thing came up a year or so ago with our general manager, Bernie Brzezinski, I reverted back to, I call it the Dave Roberts model, and I thought it worked very well for Dave. And I think it worked very well for Channel 6. And it was a sort of an easy or a graceful transition that I think benefited both the station and Dave.
It makes complete sense, and I think obviously the station is going to want to do things. The city, I'm sure, will want to do things in acknowledgement of this. I think this is a perfect way to do it. You were very sweet in your commentary last night, announcing it, and there is something that happens to people who have schedules as have we, that are off the 9 to 5 rail, and and you were saying. You have had certain things in your life, or have not had certain things in your life for 4+ decades that are quite common for a lot of people, and I thought that was a sweet way to frame it. And I was nodding to my wife because she puts up with an askew schedule, and that it was very very sweet the way you phrased everything.
You're very kind. Yeah, I mean, I look forward to that. I'm not complaining that I haven't had it for 47 years. But it is an opportunity for, me to experience, a more normal rhythm, a more normal rhythm of life, and to be able to linger over dinner with my wife, would be something I haven't really experienced in my lifetime. And
God.
It's something I look forward to.
Jim, can I ask how you approached your team members, your 11 o'clock team members, Cecily and Deuces and the like, and did you call everybody together, or did you do an individual meeting with each?
I didn't, although they've known about it for some time.
Okay.
We've had conversation about that, so it was no surprise to them.
Okay.
But I sent a memo to the staff yesterday, shortly before the
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
It's interesting how little I know about songs that I've been singing along to for years, but apparently Geek Stink Breath tells of someone leading a path of self-destruction through the use of methamphetamine.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the effects of the drug on him that saw him lose control of his life before because of their addictions. And apparently it pays homage. I think it's Billy was writing about his own experience in that. So
I thought it was about the death of Buddy Holly.
No.
That's American Pie.
American Pie.
Yeah.
But I think it does. It's from his point of view. But anyhow,
that's interesting, and that's what that's why this is so great. You go through these songs, and you're like, you revisit them, haven't heard them in a while, and now you know how to properly use the term "geek stink breath."
Maybe it's not. Well, apparently, geek is a slang term for meth.
I didn't know that.
I have another meth question.
Yes.
Is crank meth?
I don't think
that's
so.
a good question.
I don't think so.
So I
always thought crank was like a form of speed.
Oh, yeah?
Of amphetamine.
Right. But isn't that what meth is?
But there's methamphetamine. I don't know.
All right, here's my question: Hungry Man, soup or fork or spoon?
Wait, that's not Hungry Man. That's Chunky.
Yeah.
Chunky.
Yeah. So there you go. We answered your question.
Thank you, man.
Hungry Man was the TV dinner.
That's right.
Yes.
I never liked those.
Yeah, crank is meth.
Okay. All right. I've been. Thank you, Nick.
So I was watching.
So maybe Hungry Man is a soup.
Per Casey's suggestion, I've been watching Fargo, and in the 5th season of Fargo with John Hamm, there's this abusive situation, and the lady says, "Well, he's bad when he's drinking or he's on the crank." And I didn't know what she meant when she said he's on the crank.
I say if a guy wants to crank his
yeah, I say let him. Crank was around when I was a teenager.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's just been invented. It was all the rage. Fonzie was a big crank user.
Crank. Wow. All right. Well, this has been our discussion on drug abuse here on the Preston and Steve Show. But you know it's a lot like crack cocaine? The wings at Piccalilli.
Yeah.
You just can't stop eating them. And I have a $50 gift card to caller number 14
you know what?
at 215-263-WMMR.
Keep all your teeth.
You keep all your teeth.
Better than meth.
Yep, and they're just like crank.
Better than meth.
They're the crank of the
The
wing
rush
world.
of crank and you keep your teeth. Here's
Visit
your slogan for Piccalilli.
Piccalilli this Friday for the game. Because the Birds are playing. You can enjoy fresh-made cocktails or choose from a huge selection of domestic and craft beers, including the Pick's own 1927 IPA, named for the year that they opened. So
I didn't realize that.
Now, we'll take that caller now, and we'll set you up with it.
Everybody loves the Piccalilli. Dancing around, oh, they're having a great time. By the way, crank is meth.
Yeah, and you can go to piccalilli.com for information. Let's do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
I don't think you picked a caller number.
Yeah, I thought at 14.
You said 14, okay.
I believe
He
it.
picked the number 14.
Yeah, so by the way, I love it when that music plays. It cracks me
so
the hell
good,
up every
yeah.
single time. Yeah.
Everybody loves winning contests, whether you're a meth addict or not.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. 14th caller. All right, let's see. Bizarre File, that's what we're doing. This is messed up, and of course it comes out of Florida. A Volusia County teacher was arrested Saturday after deputies say she used her legs to put a 3-year-old in a headlock during class.
It's a leg lock.
Vilma Otero is facing child abuse charges after a paraeducator in her classroom witnessed the incident and submitted a Florida Department of Children and Families report. The paraeducator told deputies that she was setting up an activity during the children's story time when she started to hear screaming and crying from the other side of the room. When the paraeducator turned around, she said she saw Otero sitting in a chair with the toddler between her legs.
What?
According to the affidavit, the paraeducator said the boy's face was turning red as he screamed and tried to free himself from the chokehold. The paraeducator took photos of the incident, sent them to deputies who said they saw Otero's legs and feet placed on both sides of the child's neck, appearing to hold him in place on his back while Otero continues reading to the other children in the classroom.
Do you reprimand the children? Well, we occasionally strangle them with our legs.
Deputies were able to make contact with the child's family and the toddler. Because the child is so young and also has autism, deputies say that they weren't able to communicate much with the boy. According to the affidavit, he was able to tell deputies he, quote, got in trouble at school and said, she hurt me.
Oh, my God.
Deputies say they also found slight redness on the child's neck. When deputies responded to Otero's residence, a woman denied restraining the child in the way the paraeducator described, continuing to maintain her innocence even after deputies showed her the photos. The woman is facing a felony charge of child abuse without great bodily harm. Police in California arrested a man who they suspect of killing an elderly couple that went missing from a nudist resort. Stephanie Menard, who is 73, and Daniel Menard, 79 years old, were reported missing by a friend last Sunday after they were last seen at their home at the Olive Del Ranch, a nudist resort in Redlands.
Do you want to help us look for the elderly nudist? No, I'm good.
Which is about an hour east of Los Angeles. Their neighbor, 62-year-old Michael Sparks, was arrested by police later in the week in connection with the murder. On Friday, police said they had found human remains at Mr. Sparks' home. Mr. Sparks was arrested on Thursday after lengthy negotiations and a search that involved police partially bulldozing his home.
Whoa.
Where they found a bunker-like concrete structure underneath the house. And that's where this guy was. They had to
crazy.
They had to rip down the house. Police said Mr. Sparks was hiding in it. Bags of evidence have since been recovered from underneath the home, including human remains. Police learned of the couple's disappearance on August 25th after the Menards' car was found unlocked down the road from their home. The couple's dog, a small white Shih Tzu, was also missing. As police were investigating the couple's disappearance, they said they received a tip to look into Mr. Sparks and that he was still on the property. They said they tried contacting him over several hours, but he didn't respond. His home on the ranch was then breached using a police armored vehicle, and a search of it was carried out using remote video equipment. He was arrested later that evening after police found him underneath the house. They do not have a motive for the alleged killings at this time. Pretty messed up.
I think if you were looking for an elderly nudist, a man, you would follow the nutsack trail, correct?
Yes. All right, here's a follow-up story. A wealthy California man claims his sex life has been ruined following a painful encounter at the luxury Venetian resort in Las Vegas. Michael Farchi, 62 years old, said he was sleeping in the Palazzo Tower during the 2023 Christmas holiday when he woke up with a searing pain and realized a scorpion has bitten his testicles.
Oh, my God.
He felt multiple additional stinging sensations on his hand and groin area.
Oh, my balls!
According to the lawsuit, Farchi reports experiencing PTSD, erectile dysfunction, and other lasting effects.
He believes it's because the scorpion that stung his balls?
Yeah. His wife is also suing for loss of consortium, claiming that he and his wife's sex life has suffered due to the incident.
What is it, honey? Are you thinking about the scorpion stinging your balls?
The couple share a gorgeous $1.2 million home in Agoura Hills, California. One of Farchi's attorneys, Brian Vierig, he's called the My Bedbug Lawyer.
My Bedbug Lawyer.
Yes, explained why they're also filing a claim on behalf of Mr. Farchi's wife. He said she is alleging that their sexual relationship has suffered significantly since the sting.
Why are you here today? Aren't you the bedbug guy?
And he said, I didn't know what it was. It felt like a sharp knife or glass stabbing me.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Farchi explained that he immediately reached under the covers to find the scorpion and then alerted the hotel staff. The plaintiffs allege that that's him on the phone to the hotel staff, by the way.
Yes, can I help you?
Oh, my balls!
The plaintiffs allege
want more pillows?
That the hotel breached its duty of care by failing to provide clean and safe room free of pests, including bed bugs and scorpions.
It's pretty much implied that there will be no scorpions in your room, right?
Farchi's lawsuit alleges that the Venetian resort was aware of a previous infestation of poisonous scorpions. According to the lawsuit, Farchi was treated at UCLA Medical Center where doctors diagnosed physical injuries, including erectile dysfunction caused by the scorpion sting. He's requesting a jury trial to determine damages for his past and future medical expenses, pain and suffering, mental anguish, loss of companionship, and loss of enjoyment of life.
Oh, my balls!
Exactly. All right, and then one more story. All right, yeah, let's go with this one. This is out of England. A pub has been closed after inspectors found multiple food hygiene problems, including a food handler who was observed repeatedly scratching his ass.
Oh, my God.
The Bull's Head in Denbigh, Derbyshire was told to improve its procedures following the inspection, including an instruction that food handlers must not repeatedly touch/scratch their backsides.
We could ask that your wait staff and chefs not scratch their asses.
The pub group, which owns the public house, said it had since closed the premises and removed the former landlady who reportedly ordered an inspector to leave the premises. The inspection report addressed the former landlady states, your food handler scratched his backside through his shorts several times, touched his face and dirty equipment, but failed to wash his hands after touching those items.
What?
This may lead to contamination of food.
I did it over the clothes.
Under a heading stating action required, the report states food handlers must not repeatedly touch/scratch their backsides and then prepare food. Wash hands after such behavior. If there is an issue that causes repeated bottom scratching, that food handler must not work in the kitchen until the problem is resolved, so they do not repeatedly scratch or touch their bottoms. The officer wrote in a letter saying, one of the officers, when I informed you that the food production must stop, you told me several times to leave and threatened that if I did not leave, you would call the police to have me removed from the premises. And he said, I reminded you that I was carrying out my duties in accordance with the food law and that I was authorized to do so. So obviously.
What do you want to bet that very same day, 2 or 3 people in the restaurant walked out saying, that was the best goddamn food I ever had.
Probably.
I don't know what that ingredient is.
And that's
it.
That's what it is.
Butthole.
All right. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. Lesson question is up next, and another G song from Back to School A to Z. Stay with us.
Announced that there would be this pullback and a year from now a retirement. I wanted to be the one to just let the staff know that this was happening. Not that I felt that it was such a big deal that I was leaving, but there was going to be a substantial change, and I thought that it was appropriate for everybody to hear it from me. And so I wrote this memo, and shortly thereafter, the station made the announcement. And, today we've got news to cover.
That's the way you approach it, yes.
Jim, this is Nick. We've had an opportunity to chat a couple times about travel that you've had over the last few years when you've come down to Camp Out, and thank you for being a part of Camp Out over the last few years. I'm curious as to what's on top of your bucket list once you have retired of where you're going to go. What are you going to see that you haven't been able to get to yet?
That's interesting. My wife and I were just talking about going on a tour of Scandinavia. My son is taking his second semester of his junior year he's in college, and he's taking his second semester in Copenhagen. So we're going to go to visit him at some point, but it's still going to be chilly there. So I think we're going to put off a tour, until it gets warmer and there is a more leisurely opportunity to really take in that part of the world. So that seems to be number one on our bucket list, and there'll be many more to follow, I believe.
Jim, I was curious if your timing of this, of you finally hanging it up, was so you wouldn't have to go through another election cycle again.
Well, it's funny you say that because this was supposed to end a number of years ago, actually, and there were 2 extensions. I asked Bernie if it would be all right if I could extend a couple of times, and not the last time, but the time before that was so that I could be here for the last election cycle. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to very much be present during the Trump phenomenon. I just thought it was an extraordinarily compelling political story, and I am something of a politics nerd. And, you can say what you want about your personal feelings or your political preferences, but from a journalistic standpoint, obviously the whole Trump era, and who knows if it's over or not, has been just extraordinarily compelling, and I wanted to take part in that.
Okay.
And then the second extension was, in the formative stages of the pandemic, and I just felt very strongly that I wanted to be here for that story. It was, and continues to be a unique story that really covers every facet of, our human endeavor. It's on one level, it's very personal. On another level, it's very societal. We go from a story of people's fears and anxieties, fears about their own health, and whether they're going to, escape the fate of hundreds of thousands of their countrymen. And on the other hand, it's, an extraordinary public health story. It's a story where people are hoping that this economic crisis doesn't affect them. People have lost their jobs. People have, suffered real economic dislocation. On the other hand, it is an extraordinary economic story on a national and worldwide level. So, there's so many different aspects to it that really touch all of our lives, and I just wanted to be here for that. And, the story continues to unfold.
There's a scene in the great the Patty Chayefsky movie Network where the William Holden is talking about his plans, and he goes he's gonna I'm gonna write a book. He goes, everybody writes a book. But I honestly would say I would love to read a book about your life. Yeah. If you, if that's in the works. You talk about being a political junkie. I am as well. And, I'd love to, get some insight over your many decades dealing with everything as it has progressed.
Well, you may have to wait a while.
That's okay. That's
good.
Okay. Yeah. Just include a lot of pictures because I'm not very smart.
No, it's funny. I had a very, very nice email from Bob Iger, who's the former CEO of the Disney company. He's still, I think, chairman of the board, and he was very, very generous with some of the things he said. But I recall talking to him at a Disney dinner in New York, and it was shortly after wrote his book, which was very, very good and very informative, and I really enjoyed writing it. But I had the occasion to say, "Hey, I read your book." He said, "Here's some advice, Jim. Never write a book." He said it was easily one of the most difficult and arduous tasks of my life, and my advice to you would be, don't do it.
Okay. So, well, we don't want to cause undue stress. If it's something that floats your boat later on, yes, so you would definitely. I would definitely purchase a copy. That's all I'm saying. I also want to say, and we were talking about this earlier, is that listen, the same way we have Pierre Robert here at the station, who is an icon in rock radio, and
his 40th year is this month,
and we were saying you are. There is, having lived in different markets, there is none smoother than you and more competent on the air. I mean, you're
the best I've ever seen.
The best we've ever seen.
Yeah,
so,
and he's the standard that I hold everybody else up to. So
right.
Whenever I travel to another city and I'm in that hotel and I turn on the local newscast, I'm like, not Jim Gardner.
Ain't happening.
Nope.
Yeah. So does that create an extra onus and weight on you as you depart, or is it how do you? Or, I assume you're not walking around with the "I'm number one" T-shirt on and all that stuff. So how do you process all this?
It's.
From Collective Soul, you don't hear it that often, but that's Gel. I love it. We're in the G's. The back to school A to Z, 13 minutes after 10 o'clock on the Preston and Steve Show. Beautiful day today. Sunshine, mid-70s, light breeze. It's going to be great. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 80. Same thing on Thursday. Clouds on Friday. Maybe a little bit of rain on Saturday. We'll watch that See how that shapes up as we head into the weekend. Right now, we have a lesson question, though, that we are going to pose to you, and we're going to give away a pair of tickets as MMR rocks Cage the Elephant, the Neon Pill Tour, and special guest will be Young the Giant. The show is this Friday at the Man. So it's looking pretty decent weather-wise, so it should be a good evening for you to be there. The question that we put to you is, what was everyone's name during the Gilded Age? 215-263. WMMR. All right. Do you know? Were you listening?
It's true.
What was everyone's name during the Gilded Age? 215-263. WMMR. Call right now if you know the answer.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, brought to you by Horizon Services. They can help keep your HVAC system running with the same-day repairs you need and next-day installation. Horizon Services help is on the way. What's going on, Steve?
Well, Sophia Shinnis, who played Brandon Lee's love interest in the original version of The Crow, says the new remake is an insult to the late actor. Shinnis says thankfully Lee will never know about it because he was shot to death.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Jake Paul, it seems a bizarre thing to say, almost as if it wasn't said at all. Jake Paul declaring his rescheduled fight with Mike Tyson will absolutely positively happen in November. Paul says that after the Tyson fight, he will have officially beaten more senior citizens than heart disease. Sorry. And finally, Jennifer Lopez posting, I don't know if you guys saw this, a very sexy post-divorce thirst trap picture of her ass in the mirror. But then Lopez ruins it with the caption, "This is where the poo-poo comes out."
Oh,
That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right.
Why am I cracking myself up?
We will see if you know the answer to this question. What was everyone's name? Everyone's name during the Gilded Age. 215-263 WMMR. And we have Chad, who is on the line. Hey, Chad, good morning.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right.
Gadzooks.
Chad, what was everyone's name during the Gilded Age?
Was it Gil?
Gil.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. And you got it right, Chad. Hang on. You just got yourself a pair of tickets to see Cage the Elephant, the Neon Pill Tour, which is going to be, well, they're going to be along with Young the Giant. And it's this Friday at the Man. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. Music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Alrighty, just two stories to share with you. We'll start with this. Lincoln Park has announced coming Thursday, they have an announcement. For real this time, because some fans of the band are wary. Lincoln Park had previously teased an announcement with a 100-hour countdown that started counting up after the countdown ended.
What?
So they were waiting, watching, and then it went to zero, and then just started counting back up. Now to clear
commercial.
Now to clear. I'm sorry. What? Now to clear up any confusion, the band has made has made an announcement that an announcement is coming this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And they wrote, "Be part of something."
What?
September 5th.
What? What the hell is that?
Lincoln Park shared on social media. Some fans have also reported they received an invite from the band to a mysterious event set for September 5th.
Doesn't make any sense.
We don't have an Al Pacino saying what?
Huh?
I don't think we do.
What?
What?
We'll have to find one.
Maybe not. Just that.
What the hell is that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work too.
And what are you doing?
Who's your dad?
What a sham. And why?
Oh, he said why?
Yeah.
No,
It's called the Sam Wow.
All right. And then one more story. Not a good way to start Blood Cancer Awareness Month for fans of The Cure. Roger O'Donnell posted on Sunday to recognize the start of the month by revealing that he was diagnosed with a rare form of lymphoma last year. The good news is, though, is that O'Donnell says he is doing fine and has a great prognosis after several rounds of treatment. And he
Glad
has
to hear that.
advice for anyone. He said, get tested early, because the earlier it is caught, the better your chances. And he wrote, September's Blood Cancer Awareness Month, so it's a good opportunity to have a dialogue about these diseases. In September last year, I was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive form of lymphoma. I'd ignored the symptoms for a few months, but finally went. Roger O'Donnell. So, but apparently he's doing pretty good, which is great to hear. And that's a short one. I'm sorry.
It's a good one, though.
That's all that I have.
We got to say what a lot.
In music news for you. I believe I have one $50 gift card for Piccalilli. We'll take caller number 22 at 215-263-WMMR, and we will set you up. If you're picking up for a party, don't wing it with any old pizza shop wings. Make game day special and order from South Jersey's King of the Wing, the Piccalilli Inn, Route 206 in Chemung, New Jersey. And you can go to piccalilli.com for information. But we'll take caller 22 and we'll give you a $50 gift card.
I think they should entertain our slogan. As addictive as meth, but without the bad teeth.
I like that too.
Yeah.
They should consider that. All right.
You know, that was a particularly good phone connection during that whole tirade. I don't think he did not hear her.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I think he was just pretending.
I think he was pretending.
No. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll play another song from the G's in the Back to School A to Z, and then we turn it over to Pierre. You'll get your first letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize, and I'll tell you what that is when we get back. Stay with us.
That 85-90% of my job takes place in the newsroom, not in the studio. And I've always felt very strongly about that. I think probably there are some people in this business who see it the other way around, where they identify most of their, their work and what they're being paid for is the actual newscast.
Yeah.
And that may well be. I've just never identified things that way. I work very closely with producers, and I'm very, very engaged. Some would say too engaged in the evolution of every newscast. And so what happens in the studio is almost like putting a period at the end of a task that to me takes place elsewhere. I have never thought that I was, and I'm not being falsely humble. I've never thought that I was particularly skilled as an on-air anchor person. I've never spent much time trying to cultivate, a presence, a personality. I just read the news.
Yeah.
And maybe that serves me well. I don't know, but I've often, or most often, thought that my work in the studio was left a lot to be desired, and certainly wasn't as developed as my work in the newsroom. So, if you guys think that I've done a good job in that part of my job, then I'm grateful, but I've never seen it that way.
Right.
Oh, I absolutely, and I think part of what it is, I absolutely think that, but I think it's your delivery and the comfort that you give to your viewers. Whatever, is happening in this world and whatever your, information that you're imparting to us, it's you deliver it in a way that makes us feel comfortable and that it's going to be okay. I mean, at least that's what I experienced when I watched Jim.
I appreciate that. That's terrific, and I'm glad that you feel that way. It's never my intention to make a news story more comforting than it deserves to be. Unfortunately, or whatever, the reality is that we're talking in the news business mostly about difficult subjects.
Yes.
And
yes.
Oftentimes, unpleasant stories. And I don't know that it's an anchorman's job to reach out and hold the hand of an audience to make them feel better. But if there's a certain, what I think it is, and forgive me, I'm perhaps making conclusions here that I have no right to make. But I think if an anchor person has a sense of empathy, in addition to, being a reasonably smart man or woman and having good writing skills and being ultimately, curious. I think if an anchor person has empathy, that really comes through.
Yes.
And I think I do, I think I'm an empathic person. I think my friends and my family would say I'm an empathic person. So if that comes through, I'm really glad about that. And if it brings some people comfort, that's terrific.
Well, it's not even up for debate. It obviously has all of the things that you might not see, we see, and that's what's made it work for so long. And you talk about something, you're bringing up something. There was a book from an author, Cheryl Atkinson, who used to be a CBS reporter and investigative reporter, and she writes a lot about the news industry. And she's sort of echoing what you said, that the sort of inclination now to make the news giver the news and the star and personality is not what people really want. It might be here's a gimmick, but she recounted a story of, I forget what station she was at, and the lead anchor, his wife had twins, and the news director said, if I hear anything about this on the air, I will go out of my mind. We're not the story. The news is the story. Mm-hmm. And I think your reticence to as you said, not over to be a Pollyanna with the news, but also not to falsely terrify the viewers is what served you so well, and it's why you are so revered in this industry.
I really don't know what to say about that.
I know we're throwing a lot of compliments at you, Jim, but yeah.
Yeah, when you use words like revered and stuff like that, it's, it makes me feel kind of awkward.
I got you.
Well, you're going to have to deal with it.
Don't worry, I'll make you feel even more.
You got
awkward,
a
Jim.
year of it.
Jim, this is Casey here, and so if I can just offer you a little bit of advice over the next year and month or so, if you could just, on a personal level, move closer to the world, my friend, and just take a little bit of time. If you move closer to the world, my friend, you'll see. Do you know what I'm saying?
Let me say one thing, by the way. This is very important. Casey.
Okay. Yeah.
The man who hired me at Channel 6 said the smartest thing someone can do in this industry who is looking, to get a good start in their profession is to work for a good television station and to work for a successful television station. I have been blessed to have had the opportunity to work for, as far as I'm concerned, the best television station in America, to work with colleagues who are unfailingly devoted to their craft, who have been competent, who have been insistent on being fair, being right, who have really paid so much attention to the little things that become enormously important. They have made me much better, seem much better than I am over the years. I have been the luckiest guy in this industry. People, focus on the man or woman who is sitting at the anchor desk reading the news, and the fact is that our most important job is to represent the hundreds of people whose work and toil and devotion go into every newscast. I've had, even right now, my 6 o'clock producer, Jamie Shore, my 11 o'clock producer, Laura Mamarella, our executive producers, Matt Dennis, people like this who the public never gets to know. They're brilliant. They are, they're devoted. They are devoted not just to the task, but to the industry and to the constant effort to make Channel 6 not just a good news station, but a good member of this community, a good citizen. And we're very proud of that. And I am not just proud of my work, and I am, but I am proud to have been a member of an effort on the part of hundreds of people over the course of the decades. And I've heard from a lot of these, my former colleagues, over the last.
93.3 WMMR, everything that rocks. Oh, yes. We got to play some Beatles today.
Sounds good.
Get Back. And I tell you what, if you didn't see the Peter Jackson Get Back documentary, you get to see the birth of that song right there. It is incredible. Paul is sitting with his bass. He's just playing around with some lines, and he starts just kind of scatting, and slowly, the words and the song forms before your very eyes. You see the actual birth from his mind and his hands right then and there as it happens. It's pretty damn amazing.
If you're not impressed by that, this iconic song, and that, again, it's a lot to take in, and if you're a hardcore Beatles fan, then it's must, watch television. But the truth of the matter is that you can jump in at multiple points and see musical history in the making.
And I forgot which particular episode that was, but he's just playing his bass, literally that, and then out of nowhere that he just says the words "Get Back." I mean, like it wasn't. He didn't sit down and pen these lyrics. It was just spewing out of him at the time as he was farting around, essentially, and they were waiting around for everybody to get there. And they have it. I can't believe it took that long for this to surface. It was incredible.
Look at you with, is there some of the improv that you've become to known as? That just came out. That just came out.
Just happened, and look at it now. 15 years later, we're still talking about it.
It's still going.
Yeah, amazing. All right. Thank you to the following people. Sheila Watko.
Yay!
NBC 10, traffic extraordinaire.
Ball of energy.
And she was here to promote the National Pet Adoption and Donation Campaign, Clear the Shelters, which is happening now through September 10th. But this Saturday is a big event. I think Saturday is the 7th?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And NBC 10 is covering the whole thing from various shelters. You can go to cleartheshelters.com and participate in this. Thank you to our two relationship experts, Sam Stanton and Kate Catanella.
Yeah, it was cool.
Free Dating Advice Philly. You can follow them on Instagram at Free Dating Advice Philly.
Yeah, and they put out that poll, Preston, about the park that they're going to be at on Sunday, which is Sunday 9/8 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and they're going to let us know overnight, and we can announce tomorrow which park they will be at this weekend if you want to go get some free dating advice.
And I think the idea is to fold them into some of the things we have coming up to help you in your dating quest.
And thank you to Marisa McNana. It's McNana. She's in Brazil. And as we were speaking to her, was about to jump into a van to drive to actually go to the Christ the Redeemer, that gigantic Jesus statue in Brazil. And she and Philly Sports Trips are doing all kinds of cool activities like that. And obviously, they're going to the game, too.
You know, I didn't ask her, and I've never found out for myself, is there a point at which you can enter the base of the statue, or is there... I don't think it's a Statue of Liberty but is there something inside of it?
It's a good question.
Find out tomorrow.
Stone representations of Jesus' internal organs?
We'll find out tomorrow. Wow. Get a picture of me in Jesus' spleen, please.
That's the spleen of Jesus.
And thank you to our friends at the Piccalilli.
Tell me what. Wingy.
In Shamong, New Jersey. And they're on Route 206, by the way. Piccalilli.com, and get yourself ready for the game on Friday and get you some fantastic food for that. Today is Tat Tuesday. We need to get a winner for that. All morning long, people have been texting in the word tattoo to win a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. And our winner is James Cisbaro, who's from Collingsdale.
The Cis Man.
And James gets that gift certificate. Tuesday, of course, you can find our great friends at Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. For artwork samples, visit floatingworldtattoos.com, or you can check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. I'll take this moment to thank... we need to do the letter of the day. We need to do the letter of the day.
I got
it?
Boo.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
B as in birds.
All right, we will give away 4 tickets and 4 front stretch access passes to the NASCAR Cup Series race. It's July 20th, 2025. Ooh. Next summer is going to be a monster when NASCAR returns to the Monster Mile Dover Speedway. And it's July 18th to 20th. For tickets, info, go to DoverMotorspeedway.com. I will take this moment to thank our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and also Duncan. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Tomorrow on our program, Fox Good Day, secret text word, Marisa in Brazil, and actor Tom Nowicki. If you've been watching the Vince Vaughn show, Bad Monkey, he is the narrator and captain of the ship.
He's great.
From the show. So we will talk to him tomorrow. And Pierre's continuing, A to Z, and we'll get to it tomorrow as well. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day, and we shall see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.